give a
bro.
fuck.
I don't know what's wrong with your face.
I am your host, Jonny P.
Olehead Rell.
It's Tone. I'm replacing Q.
And
That's what happened. We back.
We back.
We back. Before we get started, I want to tell everybody tap in with us on all socials at the 2B Fair Show. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Hit the like button, comment below, hop in the chat. We're gonna try to get to the chat. We got a couple of them back there already, and we'll go ahead and get it started. I'll go ahead and lead us off. My question of the day is: if you shout out to Unpack, shout out to the boys. We
for sure.
Black Fatigue.
That was a great show.
On there, and it was a great combo. But I just wanted to, expand upon it a little bit, and we touched a little bit on it, but I want to just, dive a little deeper into it and what role do white people play in Black fatigue? Because that's something I see. I got, especially, I'm from Rock Hill, I'm a PW. I've had white friends, growing up, and some of the allies, or quote unquote allies, sometimes they try to, take the torch and take some of the burden off. I don't think they mean no harm, but a lot of times I got a friend, he'll be like, "That's racist, that's racist," and
like calling it out on your behalf.
But sometimes it's too much. Stuff that ain't really racist and stuff where I'm cool.
Oh yeah, okay.
Nah, but if he's saying it's racist, it might be racist.
Yeah.
Like if he's white and he's saying it's racist.
But like anything could be racist. Like, but just the fact that you're the one saying it all the time. And then now people are tired of hearing it. And it's not because I'm sitting here yelling everything's racist, but you said that's racist 32 times. Then when I see something that's actually racist and I'm offended, now people are tired of hearing it. And I've only had a chance to say my piece one time. And there'll be other people that carry the torch. And people get tired of it. And so that's one of the things where I got that question. Because I see a lot of people. They want to help.
I don't know.
But speaking on it too many times is what creates. That's why people, the whole conversation.
So you telling me that you feel that white people have contributed to the Black fatigue?
Absolutely.
And they've done it at a clip that you think that like they are the ones tipping it over the cliff is what you're saying.
You say what?
Do you feel like their contribution is what's tipping it over the cliff? Says turn Jonny mic up or tell him to speak into the mic.
Okay, I'm trying to speak into it. Let me know. Hey, y'all let us know.
Yeah, keep us honest. We appreciate it.
Talk to us. But no, I definitely think they've done enough. And I don't know if it's that's when they took it over the edge. But I think they've contributed to where you saw it because it went over the edge with the little black people.
How much of a impact do you think that Democrats have had on that fatigue? Because I think that like that to me, I think that would probably be a lot of the push that could also be making them tired of it.
I think that's probably the same people we're talking about. Is the
liberal whites?
Yeah, the whites. On the left side. I think those are the ones that push people, and a lot of times they push it without necessarily like talking to us and be like, "Are you offended?" They'll just get their feelings and be like, "I don't like what you said," and I think that's.
I ain't had too many white folk come to my aid for you know what I mean. I ain't never really lived around a lot of whites, so this is gonna be something that you teaching me all this. I ain't.
You might say that too much. Like that's the thing. Look like now I'm uncomfortable because it's like that word's coming up and now everybody's like, "Is it racist?"
Nah, I feel like if he's telling you something racist, then he trying to act. That means there's some racism going on there. Like especially if he white and he telling you, "Hey, that's racist, bro." He just said like what he just said, or either he got racial thoughts himself. That's just one or the other.
And I don't want to accuse nobody of nothing, but like I don't know what his intent is. But I'm just saying the way I feel sometimes. It's just like I'm not offended, even if it is racist. Like I don't want to sit there and say something about everything that I see that's racist.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a need to.
To sit there and point everything.
Q made it. So he said y'all blaming the Dems for Dems and white people for Black fatigue.
Hey, don't say y'all. That ain't where I was going with
no, this nigga Jonny just. Hey, I don't know. But I figured that
examples that I'm talking about, like this is a dynamic that I be at work.
Jonny might need to get turned up on. See?
Damn.
That's why I recommend.
Let me see
headphones.
Jerry, say something. don't need to get turned on, but maybe turned up. But yo.
Oh yeah, might not even know. What the fuck?
Yo.
Yeah, it's not picking up. It might get off.
Shit.
Damn it.
Well, hold on, we'll keep it pushing. I'll keep on. I'll just talk loud. Yo. Oh, 1 2 1 2. Yo. I don't know which one you are. Say something. Yo. Yeah, I can hear it now.
He said something now.
Yeah, we good.
All right, my bad. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, it's a dynamic that I've dealt with. And I'm just like, and I even came to him like, bro, you say it too much. And it's like, it makes everybody like kind of uncomfortable if nobody's offended or if it's not something that's raised. You just say, and I think sometimes it might even, like, I think now it's become a joke where he's just saying it. But then it's like, that's can make people uncomfortable because I'm not offended. But now people are turning looking at me and like, what's up?
Oh yeah. No, I could definitely see that being uncomfortable.
It wasn't the thing until you made it a thing. It wasn't the thing until, as a white person, that puts me in the uncomfortable spot because like I'm the one that people are looking.
They was able to reverse it on them. What do they call it? When white is it white fragility or I forgot whatever. When white people be feeling white tears, I forgot what they call it. What's the word? When they talking about like white people be feeling bad for black people, or they be feeling bad about the stuff they did, so they be trying to make white remorse. That
white remorse.
Yeah. So you got black remorse, bro.
No, I don't have no remorse, but I'm just saying.
That's kind of what it's like. Like
you don't like white people speaking up for you.
If I'm offended, sure, but if you're just speaking up, thinking you just taking it on yourself, like I can't speak up for myself. Like if I was offended, I'd say something. But if I'm not saying something, it's clearly because I'm not offended, and then you speaking on it is what it brings more attention to something that doesn't need to have it.
I feel like you should appreciate it, bro. I can understand how it could make you, you know what I mean, feel like, you know what I mean, like what the fuck? Now I gotta say something when I wouldn't, you know what I mean. But I think you should be appreciative of them trying to, you know what I mean, trying to make a difference because like I haven't necessarily experienced that myself, but I don't see how we can turn it on them and say that they're part of the problem for trying to, you know what I mean, to help a nigga out. Like I don't see how you go. That sounds a little.
They made you the authority for racism and everything, bro. I be calling, yeah, that was racist. They'll pay you extra money at the company for that.
You say what?
They might pay you extra money at the company for that.
I'm just saying, sometimes the conversations just be a little.
Johnny's mic off again.
I know I've seen that.
It just be a little weird to me. I don't hear it no more, but I'll try to speak up. But yeah, and it was just a question. If y'all don't think white people played,
yeah, I don't think so.
You don't think white allyship can have a reversed effect where, like, if they're pushing for it too hard,
I can see it.
People that are going to fight back against them. They even had what they call them in lovers back in the day, you know, and so there was a lot of people where if they just want to hate black people, white people speaking is just going to probably make it a little worse.
I really thought you was gonna have a whole different take on
That's
that.
what I
honestly.
thought too.
I thought this was gonna go a whole different way. So I don't necessarily know about the way that you was thinking about it, but the thing I was thinking about this week or whatever is that this term seemed to come out of nowhere. And I'm careful. I'm weary of terms when they come out of nowhere. I'm weary of terms when they come out of nowhere because now originally like black fatigue being around, like if you look back at like W.E.B. Du Bois and the Talented 10, they had black fatigue. They wanted to separate from certain black people. There was a certain group of black people that they just didn't rock with, and they had their own thing. And this is in the 1900s, so this has been around or whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. Even the Democrats, that's the black people that they're trying to take up for. They're trying like Democrats and like the stuff they do with Section 8. Like that's them protecting that group of people that we're saying that we don't necessarily want to rock with. And the Democrats give them the ability to take advantage of the system and do stuff like that. So there are different ways they play in enabling some of that behavior. Also, even like some of the poor, you know, I don't know what you want to call it, but that degenerate behavior that we see a lot of times. Like look at cities like Portland, where like they do incentivize or enable that type of behavior.
Do you think that there is any merit to white fatigue or black fatigue? Do you think there's any merit like that they have a reason to be like fatigued of hearing our issues, and you know what I mean? Do you think that do they have a valid claim to be fatigued of it? Do you think that makes sense?
No, I don't think they have a valid claim to be tired of hearing about black issues. Like I don't see what valid thing, and we still have issues. And there's still people out there, so there's still causes to these issues. There's still stuff that goes on to this day. So I don't see where they would have a valid claim to be.
I ain't gonna lie, I be getting fatigued listening to this shit my damn self sometimes. I don't be wanting to sit and listen to it all the time myself.
So this is where my take was with that whole thing. Now while I understand the sentiment of black fatigue that people are talking about it in the context of now, where it's like something doesn't click for me. It's like I'm hearing white people talk about this stuff, but it's like these are the same people who pay into the culture that influences the lifestyle that a lot of these people are living, that they considered in the culture of black fatigue, that they're fatigued of. Like they're the ones who are going to these concerts, the Sexy Red concerts, and it's not us. It's not just us. Like we listening to the music, but we not the ones going to the concerts. Getting the high paying seats and everything. We're not doing all of that.
Wayne said that a while ago, like we was talking about going to his concerts. He said it's just pretty much sprinkles of black people, but it be white people in there deep as fuck.
So it's like you can't sit there and celebrate something. You can't celebrate something in the music and then like criticize it in real life. Like when you're getting the result of it.
At some point you gotta think at some point you gotta think as well, like it's an art form. You don't necessarily supposed to be living this shit. You see what I'm saying? I think that's something that like is the hip hop scene, this drill shit and all that. Like niggas was just talking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Now niggas are living it, which is making, you know what I mean. It's I don't know. I understand what you're saying as far as them, you know, being contributing to the progression of the art form, but.
A lot of that,
yeah, and we do have to clarify, like when we're speaking about black fatigue, you have to clarify like it's a part of the culture that they're really talking about. You can say like we would be like it's not all black people who like that, even though they're talking about it in the context like it's all black people. That I'm seeing more of that. So it kind of strikes me odd that this term even came up out of the clear blue, like going along. I think somebody else in the comments said it. No, it wasn't even that. He said, I think black fatigue is connected to the Carmelo Anthony incident and reparations. I do believe like some of the incidents that we see and everything, I think they capitalize off of certain incidents because you have these incidents happening all over the United States every day. And they choose which ones they're going to put on the news and blow up to push a narrative.
I think that Carmelo Anthony story was big though.
How Carmelo Anthony plays into black fatigue, because a lot of the people they have black fatigue, he's not in necessarily that stereotype. Well, he wasn't like he wasn't the aggressor. He was the one that was attacked, and he's the one that quote unquote stood his ground. So that's not even like the common theme of like what people are tired of, because he didn't like he's not claiming the victim. He's not the victim. He protected himself. They're tired of black people like claiming the word victimhoods, but
he also said reparations in that too.
Tired of us claiming victimhood, and then on the one time that a black kid stand up for himself, then all of a sudden you don't. Oh no, he's a bad guy. He's this and that. Like I think like because you take those same facts and make him a white guy and make the kid black, then we was arguing. I could see that, but this kid was protecting himself. This kid didn't necessarily do nothing wrong. He got hit first, and then he attacked. So I don't see how that could contribute to black fatigue when if they're talking about the certain class.
We got a couple comments. Q said, hey, shout out to Q too. He in the chat, y'all. So Q said they talk about the bonnets in Walmart, Black Lives Matters, black victimhood, black people fighting in public, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I agree with Unc. When Unc called in on Wednesday, I was on Unc's side with the shit. I'm tired of nigga shit too.
Yeah,
black folk is fatigued too, bro. All of the shit that he talking about, all the bonnets and the fighting and the ass shaking everywhere and motherfuckers loud and all. I'm sick of that shit too.
So you just sick of poor people?
No, bro.
Nah,
See,
it's
that's
not
the
just poor
thing. Y'all
people,
want to try to always bring it, take it to the fact that it's because of socioeconomic. No, bro. It's loud, motherfuckers. Bro, auntie. All right, now. Well, all I said was I'm sick of nigga shit. Now you want to talk about how many onesie twosie who doing it. So and then with this is something else I'll say. Okay, well, what I'm saying,
there's always going to be a certain set of people that's not doing something that the majority don't agree with. That don't mean that represents.
Okay, so let's use even if we're gonna use your logic. So you said that it's because of socioeconomics, right? It's because those people are poor, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, but then if you
okay, so if the average income, so what's the average income in the black community?
40, what was it when we looked it up?
I know. I just seen something said it's really like 38, but when we looked it up, it said like 40, like 42. Yeah, okay, so how many? So do you think the majority of black people, if we make if average is 42 or whatever, right around that 40 number, do you think that the average person is in poverty or not? Oh, like right above the poverty line. Okay, so are you saying that the population of these people are so small? Do you see what I'm saying? Because of course, majority of us are in the right there at poverty or below poverty line. Majority. So that means that in using your logic, the majority of us is doing the shit.
I don't believe that.
But you just said it's socioeconomic. I mean, see what happens is what happens. I have to do some research. What happens is a lot of the time.
From what I see, like I say, but I see black people doing that. We see black women and their education rates. We see them opening up business. We see the pregnancy rates have gone down. Okay. The arrest rates have gone down. So there's a lot of things in our community that have gotten better. There's a lot of us that aren't living the way we used to live. And to only focus on, it's still this going on. But
see the thing.
That are transitioning.
What I'm saying is that you're taking it to you're talking about poverty, whereas it's not poverty.
It's not
because it's you can find a lot of bougie women.
I'm gonna tell you what happened
or bougie dude. What's up?
I went to Red Robin. Y'all see my food.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Red Robin. I'm sitting in the parking lot, just waiting to get my food or whatever at the time. And all of a sudden, it's a girl screaming. She comes and she drops her baby off at the Red Robin where her baby daddy is working.
Holy shit.
So he has to come outside. He trying to talk to her. She yelling at him and everything. Like, that's the type of stuff that everybody's tired of. And this is happening. It's everywhere. it really is.
And see, the thing is, what y'all will do, a lot of what we do is we'll get our, what we say, middle class incomes, and we move away from where we are in mass. And so you go to the Walmart over there, you know what I mean? And you go to you go into Target and you go into these places where you've up, like you ain't going in McDonald's like that no more. Going to goddamn McDonald's right here on Sugar Creek. The last time I said I'm not going this motherfucker no more. The last time I went in that son bitch, dude was finna fight the guy because it was taking too long to get his food. He like literally was finna square up with bro.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, are you serious? The fuck? Like literally, I went in. Matter of fact, the last time I went into Walmart, I don't even go in Walmart. But the last time I went into Walmart, this was just a random fucking one-time thing out of nowhere. What I'm saying is, nigga, I went into Walmart. Bro, I'm finna fight the nigga working at the Walmart. I'm like, bro, I ain't been in this motherfucker in probably about 2 years. And the one time I come in here, so this can't be just a coincidence to one time. You know what I mean? What is the chances that the one time I go in this motherfucker, now niggas finna scrap? So I'm not saying that it's everybody, of course. You know what I mean? Because I got enough homies to be able to sit and see that it's not all of us. But at the same time, I'm sick of nigga shit too. And that's what I've been seeing when they talk about the black fatigue. I've been seeing a lot of black people saying, no, I'm fatigued too. I've been seeing that too. And honestly, like Unc said, like, bro, it's different when you get away from us, when you're around Indians and, you know what I mean? You ain't necessarily around white folk like that. Mm-hmm. But when you get around that, where you live and it's a lot of Indians and, you know what I mean? And it's not predominantly black neighborhood. You don't see the goddamn cookout tray getting thrown out in the middle of the street, the motherfucker just riding down. You know what I mean? I see this shit all the time. Like I didn't leave the hood. I'm gentrification is happening, and that's why I decided to stay here. But I'm just saying, bro, this is just the truth, bro.
Bro, I see the difference just going to the grocery store. Like go to a Publix versus a Food Lion. And then shoot, you can go to different food lines depending on what side of town you're on. Like you can go to 2 different food lines and they can be right close to each other and be 2 totally different experiences just because of who shops there.
I mean, that's just that's not even just my opinion. Real don't judge. What do you say?
Rell done judged off the ledge.
Done jumped off the ledge. How I jump off the ledge? Bro, I'm talking about what I see. You know what I mean?
But see, here's my thing. We talking about black median income. It's raised significantly since 2011.
Bro, you the one keep talking about it's about money. I'm saying it's not based in money.
It's not just.
I'm saying is that we just because of.
But if our median income is coming up, if this rose from
that's a good job
to 53 in 11 years from 2011 to 2020.
Bro,
that means it's getting.
We're making more money.
Getting worse. The problems in our community are shrinking.
Bro, you just talking about making money, bro. Making money doesn't change the moral compass of a community. You can make as much money as you want to. No. What I'm saying is,
and they change the way once you get out.
No. What it is that once you stop being around a group of predominantly black people, once you stop getting around there, you're putting yourself around the onesies and twosies that make it out, and so your lens is going to be shaped based on that, based on the fact that you don't see a predominantly black neighborhood, and everywhere you go around your neighborhood, you're not just seeing black folk. You see what I'm saying? Your lens is going to change, and I think it's dope, and I like to think.
Would your lens also change if you're in a predominantly black neighborhood?
Absolutely.
And with that shit for
you can. Well, I don't think it only. Yeah, it would. But the thing is that. But what I'm saying is that I'm probably going to be around more black people than you as well. So my gauge is going to be based on a larger population size, right? Because I'm probably going to be around more. Every store that I go to over here. But they own their own shit. They own their own shit though.
It used to be all black.
It did.
It's not all black anymore.
Yeah, because we sold and bailed.
Not even just sold. A lot of people got arrested. Like they got people up out of here.
That means it's less of the shit going on than before.
No. Because look. This is the thing. So you saying that because they moving out, that don't mean that there's less happening. It just means it's not in my area. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It just means that the area is coming up, so there's less of them around you, so your lens changes. But if you go to wherever they are, that shit's still happening.
So you think the ratchet culture represents who we are as people? That represents you?
No. So what I'm saying is,
it represents me.
Yeah, Q has said that ratchet culture is not representative of the majority of black culture.
I'm saying, as far as
so I
don't think it's the majority of us are ratchet.
Well, Q still helping Johnny out from the comments.
The thing is that see, the thing is that even so is a bonnet ratchet?
Not per se.
Right. So I'm not just saying ratchet. We're talking about the things that people are fatigued on. So I'm not just saying ratchet culture. I'm saying the things that people are talking about that where people. What do you say?
If Johnny was to just go live in the hood for 1 month, he would change his whole story.
Like I'm telling you, bro. Like if you live in the neighborhood, bro, it's just what it is.
You
bro.
laughing, but man,
and I understand how you could get, you know what I mean, a different. Because when I was in the military, I didn't live in the black neighborhood. You know what I mean? And so it was completely different. But when you come back and you go to the side, like go over, they gentrifying Charlotte in general.
We're talking about the hood, but does the hood represent all of black culture?
So let's go back to it. So what is so what I'm saying is that you said that the median income is how much?
In 2022 is 53.
In 2022 it was 53.
Up from 41 in 2011.
Okay. So let me see. 53. I mean that's still like I guess you could buy a crib. Let me see. That's still but that's not middle class, right? We're not gonna say 53. That's not middle class. You agree, right?
I mean, I think technically it is.
I don't think so.
I don't know where they would say the black median income is still lower, $30,000 lower than the white median.
So Don P say what?
If it's based on money, there's no well-to-do.
It is based.
Oh, he said it is based on money. There's no well-to-do black area that has a high crime rate. Regardless, black, white, or anything else, property produces crime, period. To ignore that, or poverty produces crime, period. To ignore that is ignorant.
Well, what I'm saying is, it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about crime
in the hood, you're gonna have a negative impact. Okay, but I'm saying that doesn't represent all of us.
I'm not saying that it represents all of us.
Less of us living in the hood as the years go on. Even in your neighborhood, it's less of us in the hood. People moved out and went to different places. But you see it in this neighborhood. We see it in most of the neighborhoods.
So let's just ballpark it. If you would, let's just ballpark it. If you were to just say, and this, of course, we know that it's not all black people, Johnny. You love to go to that all. It's not everybody argument. That's not what I'm saying. What do you think?
Is
So let me ask.
No, and I would agree that the majority of black people aren't doing said thing, or majority of black people aren't. Because that's the culture that's presented, and that's the culture. What white impact?
That's
my culture in the beginning. They're the ones that push the negative.
So is it?
They're the ones that don't see the ones that's doing good.
Which white people do?
Huh.
And that's where the basis of my whole question came from, because they're the ones that's making that represent all of us.
Who are the white people?
That doesn't represent all of us.
So my man, see, it's hard to say, because like you could go on, and I guess in relation to the entire population, because like you can go on, like, well, I don't look at World Star. Even when it came out, I never been a World Star guy, because I don't just want to see people fighting all the time. But you could scroll down that whole motherfucker and see a whole bunch of just ignorant shit the entire time you scroll.
We talked about that the other day. It'd be some good shit on there.
Okay, but what is? Come on, man. Of course, we're gonna say that not everything. Okay, what I'm saying is when I was introduced to it, niggas was just watching fights on the bitch all the time. And so if you just look at social media and you're talking about what you could see,
Who owns World Star?
I don't know who owns World Star. Okay, you trying to say what race?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, even if
I understand what you're saying.
Talk about them owning it, we still perpetuate it. That's the thing.
But not some of us do. But there's some white people that do bad shit, and it don't represent all white people. So why does the worst of our culture or the worst of us represent all of us?
No. Bro, See, the thing is that we're going.
It's not even that I'm looking at it like I look at it like this. If you was to ask somebody, if you had a group of Asian people together, or a group of non-blacks, let's just say that non-black people.
We're not gonna represent them.
You know what I'm saying? If you had a group of non-black people together and you asked them to act black, what's the first type of things you thinking of?
They're gonna act like the poorest of us.
That's my whole thing. That's to the world. That is what we represent. So it's like we do have to address that issue.
But why is that?
Why is it? I understand what he's saying.
Why is that version of us that gets shipped out to the world? Who ships it out to the world?
Why?
So do you
who profits off of that image?
Hey, we know who profit off of it, but who's saying anything about it, and who backing up the people saying anything about it? And you see what happened to the people who do say something about it.
No, that's true.
We still protect. And then we celebrate the people who get in these positions that are pushing the code. The people who are actually pushing, who are working for these people that are paying for this, that are pushing that culture. Those people, they're still pushing it. So like, I'm not gonna put. Well, yeah, we'll put out some names. Like you got the Meg Thee Stallions and the Cardi B's, and I'm just naming that off the top. Even though they have a job, they're making a job. They might not even be those type of people. Cardi B, like they've been like these was married women as far as I knew most of the time.
Right.
So it's like they still pushing something that they don't do for people who are against their people. The people celebrate the faces of who's pushing it.
And the thing, see, this is the thing is, I understand what you're saying. Who profit off of it, and it's going to be not the community. But the thing is that what do you think? Do you think that they're successful? Because like, how could they be successful if we aren't? If we don't want it, you see what I'm saying? The entertainment industry, like that's like the people in Chicago, right? Like the drill rap.
Lil Wayne talked about how many white people be at the shows.
I understand it.
The consumers of a lot of this stuff are the white people.
So you believe that? So do you believe?
But the people who authentically emulate the culture is the black people. Whether you can talk about the white people all you want, the people who end up authentically like verifying this culture is black people. Like nobody else is doing it where we like, oh yeah, it's believable.
Like how many killers do you know?
Bro, I don't hang around no killers. I'm 37 years old.
Somebody that killed somebody.
How many killers are there in rap music? That doesn't represent the people we know.
Well, I mean, how do you? This is gonna be some more young. That's more of a younger thing. I don't know them guys. No, but that's because they weren't really on that. But what I'm saying is they weren't really on that type of time. So during the time period where if they did talk about killing niggas, niggas wasn't dying. You know what I mean? Niggas was just talking about guns and shit and what they would do. But like now you see all of these motherfuckers getting locked up left and right for actually doing the shit that they talk about, or you know what I mean? Like having people do the shit that they talk about. This nigga Young Thug was certified, bro. Like niggas know who he was. No, I'm not talking about the case. I'm talking about what they knew of him in Atlanta. Like they knew that this nigga was certified. Like they knew, you know what I mean? And so you get well, I don't even forgot my point. Even bringing fucking Young Thug up. My bad, but
talking about people that knew he was like that growing up. Like,
yeah, I forgot.
You talking about he was authentic. He was really a thug. I would imagine. Like,
oh no, he was about the shits for sure. I forget the reason why I brought him up though. That's
like
my
this comment.
What?
Chuckle said one issue is that many black people elevate black rednecks as being authentically black and denigrate black intellectuals as being coons and sellouts.
Oh yeah, no, that's weird. That's weird though. And then if you,
that is something that black people do
for sure, like the act white thing.
That's the thing.
You don't act black.
I'm totally against that though. Also, like
I had
no such thing as acting white. I think you be educated.
Yeah, I can't lie. I used to believe that because from where I come from, that shit was not what you saw. You know what I mean? We didn't. You didn't just see some a very articulate. You know what I mean?
That's what you saw.
Yeah.
All my people went to college. They got educated. Thing like so. When I think about black people, it's just as valid. It's
no.
less black. It ain't no sellout of cool stuff. It's just as black as the stuff
Agreed.
that goes on that we talking about that don't represent. It's just as
Agreed.
black as that. But it doesn't get the. That's not what's considered black. Like I'm not the prototypical black person, the way I dress, the way I talk, you know, but I'm black as hell. I'm usually the blackest person I go in most spaces. So I think I have an authentic black experience, even though it may not be represented on the mass TV. And I think my experience represents the average black person way more than what I see.
Oh no, I ain't going that far, Johnny. This nigga, you talking about the average? Your experience represents the average, bro.
That's a lot of black.
All right, fuck out of here. First off, you come from a two-parent household. We already know we got the most single mother generation.
Most of my black friends come from two-parent households.
Okay, well, most of mine fucking don't. Most of mine fucking don't. If meeting the dude, yeah. That ain't the average experience, bro. That's not average. I would assume there's some child support. On average, there's some child support going on. Well, it's not fucking average, bro. It was above average. It was above fucking average. I ain't saying it was. Why I gotta go from one extreme to the other with every fucking thing? Damn, but it's definitely above average, Johnny.
Unc got a little thread going on here, so I'm just gonna read these.
Okay.
I told y'all black fatigue from white people is that they're tired of niggas. That's all it is, and they can't differentiate between an average black person and a nigga, so they tired of all of us. Some black people.
I like that makes that differentiation, like the niggas and then black folk.
Yeah,
because it's just too. Oh, bro, let me tell you something real quick. I seen the police ride behind these 4 boys in the neighborhood. 4 black boys was on a bike. The one in the front had a goddamn Pooh Shiesty mask on. So I ain't no fucking telling what type of time he was on. But the police was literally right, like 4 police cars. He might have been cool. He might not have been doing nothing. But I would say that ain't the way to show a motherfucker that you ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? You look like you motherfucking guilty already for the shit. Nigga been in the corner. Hey, y'all could, bro. I'm not with all of that shit, bro. Bro, it's a fucking ski mask. It's a fucking ski mask. What do niggas use ski masks for? All right, bro. I got a meme talking about this shit too. My bad. Go ahead and finish one up.
Some people don't live around niggas and don't be around them enough to be tired of them. That's all that is. But when you live around them, you get tired of that BS.
Facts.
Only reason I brought my house where I am at is because of regentrification and knowing that the value was going to skyrocket.
Smart man. I'm the same shit.
If it is about poverty, the reason why they act that way is why is it so many of these niggas on these shows that have money, but they still act like niggas, loving hip hop, bad baddies, and so on.
So yeah, do you think they act like that though? Do you think that this is just a complete act? Niggas is just acting, but they not really. You know what I mean?
Do you think,
the thing is, bro, you can have money.
Hold up. Do you think they're not getting return on their investment? What do you think they're really investing? Whether they act like that or not, do you think that if there were some people who was oppressing us, do you not think that they would be getting return on their investment from investing in TV being made like that?
Who you talking about, the black people or white people?
The white people who is investing in the TV to be made, they're not paying for these shows for no reason. They're not producing these shows for no reason.
Oh, and do you think they have no impact? But actually, do you think that it has no impact? So like the music, the video, the movies, the TV, all of this shit, do you think it has no impact? Or people just being entertained and it doesn't affect them in their real lives at all?
No, I think it's just people being entertained because we've seen the statistics on like it's getting better for black people. We can look at the overall median. We can look at the crime statistic, teen pregnancy. There's a lot of metrics where it's getting better.
But when nobody's saying that it's not getting better for black people, bro, and nobody said black people are not progressing. That's not the statement being made. Only thing I'm talking about is being tired of seeing nigga shit. You can
stop being. Well, I mean, but it's not gonna go away.
I know it's not. I already know that. That's not gonna happen for sure. And I don't think if everybody came out of poverty that the shit would go away either. Mm-hmm. The thing is, y'all can sit here and act like it's just based on money. It's not just poverty. It's not gonna go away.
So you think black people are predispositioned to be ratchet?
I think that people in general, I think that there's a redneck that they got a way that it looks for them, and we got a way that looks for us. I think that that's just normal. There's gonna be a culture of degeneracy in a portion of the culture. I don't think that.
How come there ain't no redneck fatigue, or like how come we ain't like talk with that? Like,
I can't tell you why white folk don't have fatigue.
How many?
But we only talk about.
But then we're not relative. Think about it. But they're also where the white rednecks, where are they at?
Yeah.
Where do you find them at? I mean, we wouldn't be fatigued. We don't see they motherfucking ass. Where they at?
But why would white people be fatigued about black people? They're not the ones around it.
But they making videos saying that they are.
They're not the ones that have to deal with it. It's us that's dealing with like the rich white people.
Bro, no, everybody has to deal with it. I know you're saying that they're not the ones having to deal with it, but everybody got to deal with it. Everybody got to deal with niggas, bro. Bro,
so we are
they stand for the most part.
White people come across poor black people on a daily basis, or are they insulated?
No, they wouldn't be.
Yeah, they're not going. Yeah, they're not going.
Rich people.
Yeah.
So what are they tired of?
Well, I mean, hold on. Let's not the average income from a white household is like 60. So you know what I mean, they're not so far. We're not talking. There's no need to go to rich. You see what I'm saying? You keep going from extreme to extreme on both sides. So if you talk about an average person, the average person is pretty much seeing black and white people regularly. Would you say? Because we're average. You making 60, I'm making 53. That's too damn. That ain't bigger difference for you.
The average white person is probably around the average black person. Is probably not seeing as much of the shit.
But yeah, he's okay. I don't disagree. It's more to me. It's more if you're around average people.
It's only in a bad neighborhood.
But then it's the internet too. So that's the thing. Is like I think a lot of it, like he was just saying, a lot of it is coming from what we're seeing on the internet and the shit that's going viral on the internet. And that it's always negative.
And that's an algorithm based thing too.
For sure,
it is algorithm based. This is. It's It's not just It's not just the algorithm based thing though. This is. Yeah, I do think no, it's not that I think black people are predispositioned. I think there's a movement to actually keep displaying that, to keep pushing the influence for.
And it's a movement by white people, and
I agree. We have to stop perpetuating it though. That's the other part about it.
It's easy to. I mean, I understand that, but it's easy just to be like, oh yeah, you gotta quit falling for it. When they got white people, they will make you a millionaire to keep on perpetuating it. And if you're poor, it's hard to turn down $1 million. Like a lot of these people that we were saying the problem, they're giving them money to act like that. They're paying them all to perpetrate it. So if you don't have a lot, I'm not saying I wouldn't take $1 million and do shit to make black people mad, because we live in a world where money makes shit go around. I don't blame somebody for taking some money, but that's not our fault. I mean, that's the white person. They're the ones perpetrating.
And let me ask you this: Do you think that American culture has anything to do with it?
Yes, American culture is built off exploiting black people. That's been very essential
Well, I mean,
from the Constitution to like, there's a lot of things in America.
I wasn't talking about that in the exploit. I think that exploiting poor people. That's the thing. I think that you're gonna exploiting poor people in general is what America does. You know what I mean? In general, I ain't saying they didn't exploit black people, but it's obvious that white people are getting exploited as well. Oh, yeah. What I was talking about is the actual culture. So, like, do you think that? No, I don't know. Because what you'll normally see is that, like, the immigrant population. So at least I'll talk about here. So we got a lot of immigrant Hispanics that have moved here, and the things that their community, like their moral compass, it just seems more. They're like super family oriented. You can see a motherfucking they out playing soccer with the kids. You can see that quite regularly around here. All they do? Do I think that that's all they do? Let's play soccer with the kids.
I'm saying they got degenerates in their culture too.
What we're talking about American culture. So essentially, but when you see them here, I don't really see that. But in California, they say it's a lot of like the MS, whatever the gangs and shit that they got over there. But it's man, I don't know. I wonder if it has a lot more to do with our American culture in general. Just the even the being for sale shit, like you know what I mean. Motherfuckers I slapped my mama for 100. You know what I mean, for the whatever the dollars is.
I think American culture was leading to black fatigue because the ideal American culture, what it's supposed to be about, it is supposed to be like diversity, and that's kind of like what's been shown for white people. Is you can be from any of the countries in Europe. You can come here and you're not German or French or
right.
You know, you're white. So the diversity has worked for them. It's white people from all over the world come here and just be regular white. We're a country they call it a melting pot. There's been like so eccentric, rooted. It's not an American thing because America's supposed to be the place where we all come together and it works. You know, idealistically, in principle, in theory, but. Does it actually happen like that? No.
We kind of got
it. Society. It's always been. They've always exploited the most vulnerable.
And that's the thing. What I'm saying is that the capitalistic society is that.
But black people used to be capital, and so we started out because we were slaves, and so like we built into capitalistic like exploits. That was part of people been taking loans out on niggas back in the day. And
niggas really got to get up.
Charging interest on shit. So I mean, we work like if it's capitalism, that's rooted on our back too. Because we did a lot of the work and didn't get none of the.
See what I was thinking about. What I was thinking about is that
the foundation.
If you listen to like people like in there, like what people that's like let me say 45 and older, you're listening to them and ask them about the impact of Scarface on the community. Yeah, the movie. And I like got partners that you know what I mean. Got plenty of homies who done went to prison. You know what I mean. Done time. They always selling drugs and all that stuff. I'm not sure what year it came out.
It was sometime in the 80s,
but like I got a homie, like one of my closest homies. He tells me that like when Scarface dropped, everybody wanted to be this, and niggas literally decided like, no, this is the shit we own. These movies, when you look at Boys in the Hood, like these movies, I believe they had like I remember watching Shotters, bro. When my first time watching Shotters, what year was it? Yeah, my first time watching Shotters. And then I mean, at the end of the day, you look at the crack hitting, and it just lining up that way.
Say, do you think that was more Scarface, or do you think the crack epidemic?
I'm just telling you what my homie told me. He as the person that emboldened him and his partners, he was saying that shit emboldened a lot of the men.
Like every story I done heard, even on BMF, that's one of the things in the narration that said, like Scarface influenced them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, that movie was like a fucking thing.
They still like the thing. People still quote Scarface to this day.
No, I'm talking about the cultural impact. But then if you think about it, my thing
is, it's not even a black person. Like,
I understand that.
Like, so that's that black culture. I mean, like.
All right, go ahead, continue.
I mean, I get it. Black people are influenced by it. That's immigrant culture. That's not black people. And I think the crack era would have happened without the movie. It would have been somebody else. It would have been something. They had Goodfellas. They had all the mafia movies out too. So it wasn't just.
Was the mafia selling crack?
The mafia did everything. The mafia was selling drugs, prostitution, money laundering.
From what I understand, it was frowned upon to be drug dealers, though. It was frowned upon to be drug. You listen to in the mafia, yeah. If you look at I watch a lot of those Vlad TV interviews where he got Sammy the Bull and all of them. He done interviewed all of the niggas that's still alive from mob ball shit. There's a lot of them. Well, yeah, he interviewed everybody that's alive pretty much, and he say they pretty much frowned upon the drug dealers. And you can get in trouble for getting caught selling drugs. But I'm not saying that it wasn't a thing, and maybe a family was doing. You know what I mean? But for the most part, they didn't fuck with the drugs. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, Unc in the chat. He actually grew up during that time period. He know.
Oh yeah, Unc. What would you say the impact? Because like I say, a lot of niggas say Scarface was just like one of them things. I think the impact of the arts on our community, I think that they just look a little bit different. Or maybe they don't. And that's why I want to get out and see more. And honestly, people talk about traveling. I never really cared so much. But now, just to be able to see these people and what their communities actually look like, I really want to see it. Because we sitting here talking about shit we really don't know. Like, that's why I be like, I do my best. So even when I think of white people, I don't think of white people just they got money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because majority of them poor, just like you know what I mean. They majority of them are just like we are. You know what I mean? You talking like I said, 53 and 60. That's the same fucking number. No snitching culture.
No snitching culture is not a part of Igbo culture. They don't.
That no snitching culture shit is buns too.
So y'all be.
It's been a lot of murders.
Snitch on that shit, bro.
There's been a lot of murders in the name of snitching.
Well, no, I don't think not snitching is a black thing. It's a gangster culture. That's for gangsters only.
But no. Hold on. Let's not OD. But no, that shit. It is. It did probably start there, but it started there. But niggas, you know for sure. Are you a snitch?
Yes, I'm snitching.
You see, but my thing is, I think you answered that question. But if I would have just randomly, you know what I mean? If we had to live this thing out, you'd be like, I ain't snitching. If you had to live it, you can say what the fuck you want to say. But yeah,
fucking criminal. I ain't no criminal, so like, and mother kicked in my door and shit. I was like, hey, bro, I know who did it. You want to name? Like,
that's what you should do.
Off the street.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing to this man. He never kicked in my goddamn door.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so I don't care. I'm not a gangster. I'm not I don't.
So was you raised? I understand what you were doing now as a matured man.
That shit was never a thing.
It was never a thing where you were?
About no snitching?
Yeah.
No.
Oh hell, I know what. See, Johnny, that's what I'm talking about. You are above average living situation. The well-to-do. It was above fucking average. Everybody knows that no snitching is.
Right.
Bro, what up?
It's not a black thing.
What neighborhoods you grow up in, bro?
Neighborhoods all black to this day. It's all black people. That's not a thing that was just common.
Everybody. They own pretty much. They own their houses.
Yeah, everybody.
I don't know who this.
They got garages. So that's above average, is what I'm saying. I didn't say you was rich, Johnny. You don't let your mind keep going extremes, bro.
That's pretty average. That's not good. The hood isn't average.
Right, you grew. Think about the year it was when you was. Hold on, Johnny. Think about what you just said. You said in 2011. Bro. Yes, bro.
Bro, you know how I actually did. Bro, this man don't even know. I actually wished for a garage most of my life.
Like,
I've wished for
I have
a garage.
never. No, that's a lie.
Bro,
we had a garage at one house.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and we stayed there for a year.
We had a garage at one house we lived in too.
And we stayed there for a year and then moved.
Oh yeah, but then we also didn't own the house.
Yeah, we didn't own the house.
Guess what? When you get a garage, that shit just sound funny. No, I'm not saying no. It's about what it represents, bro. It's just about what it represents. You know what I mean? I only say the garage just because you know what the fuck I'm saying, Johnny. You about to get me over here to explain myself.
He don't know what you're saying, though. That's the thing.
No, he just want to keep fighting it. That's all it is. He just want to keep fighting it. He know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I don't know this. They didn't put no name exactly. They said, I think we have Black American fatigue, and we don't even have black people in our society.
What?
Hey, you
shit, bro. He has Black American fatigue, and he has black people.
Bro, I actually understand
that
because we ain't black. But
that's what I was figuring he was saying.
You don't have black people in your society. You shouldn't be tired of us. Maybe you looking at us and trying to.
No, I think he was trying to make a different point.
I think he's trying to make a total.
The black people thing, just because it really didn't make much sense. But if you look at it in the lens of the whole we're not black, and that's something that people talk about. You know what I mean? If you're talking about it from that lens, then I can see the merit in what he's saying.
Yeah, even if and technically we kind of are black, because if you know what black people are like in other countries, like look up what black people are in China. It's not based on skin color. They don't even get addressed. They don't have addresses. They can't they're not allowed to be a part of society. They just black. They black them out. They call them black people. They black them out of society.
Damn.
Literally. So that's kind of the sentiment that we keep saying that we are, even though you see black people getting rich and getting in political positions and all of that. But yeah.
Now what are you talking about?
If you're not black, what are you?
Oh, go. What was said about Scarface?
Scarface actually did mess a lot of minds up for my generation. It made it seem like being a drug dealer was the most glorious life you could ever have.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, bro. They say that Scarface got them. That impact was crazy. And something else. Let me ask you this.
This might be a troll. He said, "I'm European. No black people in our part of Europe."
He didn't say he had fatigue, bro. Johnny hot, bro. Johnny, you just hot. He was mad at the white man for standing up for him and shit.
Right, man, don't be saying this racist. Like, nah, let him talk, bro. It's okay. I'll let him get away with it this time, but we need to document that. We gotta listen to Charleston White on some of that stuff, bro. He be telling the truth.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
You supposed to get that paperwork,
niggas,
bro.
You ain't here when I asked them. I asked them what they thought about Charleston. This nigga Q is he's pretty disgusted with his whole. You know what I mean? With Charleston in general, it seems that he's just disgusted.
Man.
But I listen to that nigga. I listen about when I see him, and you see in the comments, when I see Charleston, I click. I damn near about do the same shit. You know what I mean? I damn near do the same shit because he be talking some shit. A lot of the time he be talking some shit. Let me ask you this. When we talk about progress, which I'm not saying that we're not progressing, right? Is it the community's not progressing? Think about where we're drawing that line from. Because if you think about, let's say, from crack to now, there's been a big. We're doing drastically much better. But I wonder if a lot of the things that we're comparing to. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are we comparing things to like the worst time for not the worst time, obviously, but this terrible time for black people? Right. So it's like,
but how can you be tired if it's getting better? Well, like if shit used to be so fucked up, and then now it's just kind of fucked up. Like
I was talking about. I wasn't even just talking about fatigue just now, bro. Okay. I was just talking about looking at the statistics and what we're saying that we're doing. So I just wish we would have been able to like fucking go into like a Earth 2 or some shit and be able to see what black people would have been without the crack era. How much more would you know what I mean? How much better would things have been? Because we already know that shit took the neighborhoods to shit.
I mean, I think the crack era was just like I don't think it's hard to imagine a world without it. Because I mean, it's just another. It's how racism evolved from slavery to Jim Crow and segregation to they had to figure out a way to exert control over us and exploit us still. And so I think that was just a new way to do it and create what they call the war on drugs and mass incarceration skyrocketed, and so that became just another form of exploitation and oppression for it. So I don't think it was ever going to be no crack era. Whether it was crack,
I understand.
It was always going to be some way they was going to rope us back in.
Yeah, it's crazy, like the dynamics of crack and how it like hit the how it hit them, because you can just talk about the users themselves. How that the impact of that, then the dealers, and then it's like, who the fuck came up with this idea with this baking soda shit? Who the fuck, you know what I mean? There's a chemist somewhere that told these niggas, you know that shit you got in your motherfucking fridge? You know what I mean? Just think about that. Who the fuck came up with this brilliant idea? Somebody had to like, who cooked the first crack? Yeah, who cooked the first rock? Guaranteed it wasn't black. It was not. Somebody taught niggas this shit, bro. And then like, exactly, this nigga was a chemist, bro. I'm taking the under. I'm taking the under.
Q said Charleston says he trolls black people trauma to get famous and rich, and we celebrate it. Hey, I don't know if we necessarily celebrate it, but then I also have to ask the question. The first question that came to my head when I just read that comment.
You just said you got to celebrate.
Well, I said if I see Charleston, I click. That's celebration. I guess. Okay.
But
I don't give a fuck.
The first question that came to my head though was like, what's the result of like, what does a person who watches Charleston White look like? Like,
oh yeah, no nigga trying to get it. He
is that somebody who in the streets messing up stuff? What kind of damage?
Oh no, they'll definitely be. They're probably going to be a more conservative.
What does a person who listens to Charleston White look like? Like, or is that somebody who's in the streets doing stuff? Like, is that somebody who's causing problems to society? And like, that's what I really think about. Like, when you got people who are making messages, like, is he causing any problems? Yeah, but like the people who listening to him, is he bringing any turmoil to their life?
No, definitely not. He definitely trying to get niggas to do the opposite. If you know what I mean, the opposite of that. I don't know. I understand when he first came out how he was talking shit about different people and the rappers, but then when you sit there and look at it, it's like he said he was trying to turn the mirror into black folk faces so that we can see how hypocritical we are. And if you listen to it, you can see that he's telling the fucking truth.
Yeah, I know you're trying to read the comments.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so big that I can fucking easily see it and shit. So it just catches my attention.
Let's see. People who make their living from illegal activities like drug dealers, mafia, cartels cannot file lawsuits or call the police to enforce their interest in business disputes. So they use violence.
That makes sense.
Black fatigue can literally be translated as zero self-control, i.e. a subgroup of Black Americans who are the most visible in society, which inevitably becomes a global stereotype of Black Americans.
I agree.
Yeah. They made that point perfect.
Yeah, he made that perfect for sure.
Rell is telling the truth. Cocaine was a rich man's drug, and when Black people did do it back then, they felt bougie. Actually, Black people freebased, complete difference, but still smoking coca.
Yeah, no, that freebase is crazy, bro. It's like, bro, if you look at and then just the impacts of freebasing, it was a way. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was a different way that they used the drug. It was like they called it freebase before they called it crack. Yeah, I think that they called it was the early version of it.
His way of going viral is exploiting Black trauma. He just did it again with the Carmelo Anthony thing.
I saw that. But honestly, I don't think that. Well, I think that he really got big off of talking shit about the rap shit. That's what really clicked. Because like the thing is that talking about the rap culture and like the people rapping and nigga you gang bang and you know what I mean, the no snitching shit and all that. I think that's how he really got into it. But like now he does. He did talk about the Carmelo thing.
Then spin it to say just joking. I do think he does things to like. I've learned to not be offended by everything. And it's not even just Charleston White. This is like across the board. I just don't get offended by a lot of different stuff these days because it's, you know, we used to have to hear stuff and you had to learn to not be offended by it. Now it's like everybody wants to like defend their offenses. Like my whole thing is, what is he doing? What cause is he actually doing to our society in comparison to like some of the people who we've talked about before that are promoting the people that he talks about that are promoting promiscuity, that are promoting
he promotes promiscuity too, but he does it in his own way. Like, and see, the thing is that to me it's hard to say he says he's a comedian. You know what I mean? And he says he says
some vulgar stuff. That's the whole thing. He's very vulgar.
He's shock jock. You know what I mean? This is not something that we really haven't seen. Well, he's doing it in a way we haven't seen. But
once again, it's still the same question. What does somebody who listens to Charleston White look like? That's not a person. That's really what you got to ask. Like I asked that with a lot of people. Like when you look at the people who follow, what does somebody who follows him look like? What does somebody who listens to Meg Thee Stallion all the time look like? What does somebody who listen to Sexy Red all the time look like?
Hey, when you see that black Nissan swerving goddamn through traffic with them ball tires, some slicks, just catch up with it and then just see who it is in there every time. Who you think it's gonna be? You know, motherfucker. You know, motherfucker. I sit in the truck all day and that's the type of shit that me and Olehead talk about. And so it's like if you pay attention to it, you'll see.
Nah, white girls got a different type of crazy.
She's not driving a Nissan. See, that's the thing.
Theirs is a whole different crazy. Hey, tell us about white girl crazy. I would have had that conversation with, because you know, bro. Tell us about white girl crazy, bro.
Yeah, what does that look like, Johnny?
Now, what does white fatigue look like? Somebody had that in the comments anyway. What does white fatigue look like? I think I'm fatigued to the whites, bro. Like, if we putting everybody in a category, I'm fatigued to the whites, bro. What does white fatigue look like? Let's see. Freebase consisted of coca and some type of alcohol. That is how Richard Pryor caught himself on fire because he was using Everclear. It poured over and burnt himself up. Oh yeah. While we still on this topic though, I did have a meme in here I wanted to share, so I'm just gonna put this up. Yeah, I forgot I gotta do stuff different. Bam.
So 20 generations ago, our great-grandparents were slaves. Y'all keep bringing this shit up, so I'm gonna do the history lesson with y'all. Then 5 generations ago, we had Jim Crow and redlining and all that other shit. Are you with me, black folks? Stay right there, stupid motherfucker. Okay, so all that happened, and it caused us to be the most violent motherfuckers in the world because they had the systemic oppression built against us. I get it. But why are you doing it to yourself?
Damn, I saw that. From here? Oh. Dang.
Yo. And everything I just showed you happened in one motherfucking day on Mother's Day. White folks, this is black fatigue. Pull your foot off our neck, man. The shit you did 400 years ago is still affecting us. So 20 generations ago, our great-grandparents were slaves. Y'all keep bringing this shit up.
Yeah. So
that was for you, Johnny.
But my thing is like, if that's not happening to you, how are you tired of it? If you're not living in that situation, that's not your reality.
Oh no, you can be tired of it.
How are you tired of it?
I'm tired of seeing it, man.
Close your fucking eyes. Turn the phone off.
I can't close my eyes.
Get off Instagram.
I can't close my
eyes.
If you're not living that experience, if you're a white person and you just want to say the N-word and you just tired of like that, but you're not living that, and you go to work and work with regular black people that ain't acting like that, that's on you. That's not on us. And I'm not going I'm not saying that represents us, but I don't have to defend that shit. If you're tired of it, just quit.
So you tired of it too?
I'm not tired.
Bro.
It ain't you ain't tired of it?
That's why Unc said, Johnny, if you lived around this every day, you would be tired of niggas also, because that's all this is, niggas. And he not lying. Like, bro, he not lying. It's a thing, man.
But
Johnny, it's a cookout tray right out there right now.
If white folks have black fatigue, they don't live around us. How do they have the black fatigue?
I understand your point.
Because
how do white people have it if they're not
because it's just
okay,
on
so
TV.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad.
No,
at
that ain't a bad
yeah.
that ain't a bad rebuttal to it. That makes a lot of sense. It's the phone. They phones. They tired of looking at this shit.
No, or they look at the actual black people they probably work with. They don't act like that.
That's good.
In their neighborhood, they don't act like that. You can go on your
I'm not against that point.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
a
not
solid
against
one.
that point.
That's a solid one.
Because that's the same thing I was asking this week though. Like I was like, why are they posting all of these videos? Oh yeah, he said their fatigue is from being blamed. Okay, good point, Q. He said their fatigue is from being blamed. That is a problem. That is a problem, because we keep sitting there. Yeah, it's their fault that we got. And it's like this. And this, I had this question. I did want to pose it while Q was here, but he in the chat. So I was wondering, like, I started thinking about it. What happens when white people say they just done listening to it, period? Like, if white people wasn't listening to what black people's complaints, who would be listening to the complaints?
Nobody.
That's really what I be thinking about.
I mean, but honestly, like, are they helping us with the complaints?
They're not helping us with the complaints.
So we should probably stop complaining and just get.
Hey, no, I agree. I don't disagree with you. I'm just asking. I'm just posing the question.
I mean, but
do you believe? So you saying that you believe that white people haven't helped us with our complaints?
Which, yeah, they really have. You can think of plenty of times in history, because everything that we,
I'm talking about, like,
the only people we have asked for stuff or received anything from is the white people.
Motherfucker ain't go.
I'm talking about since the crack era. Because we can go and like abolitionists and there's like Martin Luther King. We can go that, but since the crack era, like what have they done? Like,
after the 80s?
What policies have the Democrats come up with?
Yeah, bro. See, Democrats some shit, bro.
Well, like,
I don't think they ever was for us, bro.
Yeah, I don't fuck with
a lot of empathy for black people, and they don't, the ones that we saying they don't really help us. So I don't think like complaining is like the.
I agree. So I agree. So it's still one of them things. So it comes a point of we can't keep complaining about being oppressed, and then you saying like it ain't no point in complaining. Like, people are complaining about being oppressed, but when the people who stop listening, like they only complaining to one group of people, and that group of people has to keep taking the blame for all the faults that have happened to black people. Even though if you look in history, like every group done did the same thing. Like we and even us, we was enslaved by other people than the white people. It wasn't just white people who had us enslaved.
Yeah, I get that, but that's why in the beginning of this, I was like, the white guy to keep on saying that I'm racist shit. Like, I'm not with that because I don't go around and just complain all the time about the shit that I know is reality.
You said, wait, y'all saying the Democrats haven't passed policies that help black folk?
I asked the question. I mean,
well, I mean, at the end of the day, they that minority thing that they do with us. I'm not saying that we haven't benefited from policies that they've done. I'm not saying we haven't benefited from any policy that they've done with this whole minority thing. For sure. Well, I think that they definitely have done. If you look at the hurt versus harm, I think they've done more harm than help. Mm-hmm. But how you saying we haven't benefited from anything they've done? Yeah, that was a good point though, Johnny.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm very good.
Switch over.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say this segue.
Okay.
Tone, are you ready?
Man, bro, mine was pretty much along these, but you said go to the memes or my okay,
yeah. Now we'll come back to you. Matter of fact, we'll let you do the memes last.
Mm-hmm. Let me do the memes last. Man, ain't nothing changed up.
Nigga, you going last, nigga. Fuck. Come on.
Bro, nah, I'm in this.
You fucking up the goddamn
I'm in it.
Get y'all ass up out of here.
God damn it.
Get y'all ass up. Ain't shit changed.
God damn. Fuck you.
Like I said, Tone.
Motherfucking laughing.
It's all good. I get back. You said the last show.
Let me hop off the porch first, and then we will go to Rell second.
Means probably whack anyway.
It go Arthur because I had no clue they tried to like this back. Arthur played with Arthur.
Hold on.
Isn't that what they was doing on Arthur?
He's a knitter.
Yo, right.
What y'all talking about?
There was an episode of Arthur where they said,
"Oh hell no!" They fucking with y'all. That's y'all generation. Y'all let them fuck with y'all like that.
Knitter. They did say that's canon.
Oh shit!
Well, Arthur was black, so.
Oh, bro. Hey, bro. On some real shit. That's not okay, dog. No, I'm being totally for real. Wait, all jokes aside. Let me.
I think that was a really good.
Hold on for a second.
It's a great show.
No, bro. I'm 45 years old. Like it's like, bro, on some real shit. That's not okay.
Isn't that what they was doing on Arthur?
He's a knitter. Yo, right. What y'all talking about?
There was an episode of.
And then and then go up. Let me see what this is. Now go. Oh yeah, do that one. Let's do it. The campus.
There was a woman in the crowd. She told the girls, spit on her, and told the boys, don't let her get through that door. So by the time I got to the door, you can imagine spit was dripping from the dress that my grandmother had made for me to wear to school the first day.
That is 82-year-old Dorothy Counts talking about the day that this picture was taken. And it was on this day, as a 15-year-old, that she walked through a hostile crowd to become the first Black student to integrate Harding High School in Charlotte. This took place on September the 4th, 1957.
Police barricade where you would normally drive down into the circle at Harding. My dad couldn't get there. A 2-block walk from 5th Street to the entrance to the school.
That was the longest 2 blocks of her life.
So my dad said to Dr. Tompkins, I need you to walk with her to make sure she's going to be okay because I need to find something to park.
Usually you may see about a dozen or so kids on the street outside of the school. This was not a normal day. When Dorothy stepped out of the car to look down the hill before starting her walk, there were easily 200 to 300 students. And her father told her,
remember who you are. Remember you are inferior to no one. Hold your head up high.
She was scared as
Be
fuck.
proud of who you are. And you can do anything that you wanted to. So I proceeded to walk that walk. People were on the porches, they were in the yards, they were in the street, but not only students, but they were adults.
So as she's walking, this angry crowd is yelling at her,
saying, go back to Africa, we don't want you here. Signs were made, using the N-word, and of course they were pushing and shoving, and then they started throwing things. But there was a lady, her name was Miss Warlick, and she had formed a White Citizens Council when the announcement was made that Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools were going to integrate. And she pulled all these people together. And so that's when she was telling the girls, don't let her get through that door, spit on her. And that's when they did.
Dorothy kept walking like a lioness with her head held high.
But my dad said, hold my head up, be proud of who I am, and continue that walk.
So what happened after these images took place is what most people don't know.
I kept my eyes on the door because I said, if I can get inside, everything is going to be okay. And that was not necessarily true.
There was.
So those are some of the people that got the black fatigue. This shit ain't like a long time ago. Some of their parents. Those are some of the parents of people that are now claiming, that had a black fatigue. And so it wasn't really that long ago. This is not like either one of my parents went to integrated schools, and so like when we talking like a lot of the blame is not it's like there's shit that happened in our lifetime, my parents' lifetime that required the finger still get pointed towards people, and while we're still, saying
that shit just fucked up my whole mood.
Nah, it ain't.
This wasn't 100 years, that was 57. Both my parents was alive.
So I've read about this in a book before.
In our city too.
They actually had it in one of the books in school. When we was in school, it was in the books. But a lot of people didn't pay attention to the fact that this said Harding. They a lot of people ain't catch on to that. Now that was my first time actually seeing her speak and talk about it over there. Yeah, that right there is that's wild. But the thing about it is, like, when you look at that generation and then you look at us, they was actually going through stuff like that, real in the field deal, racism, cruelty because of the color of their skin, and they was fighting to be judged by the content of their character, and we seem to keep perpetuating being judged by the color of our skin. And just dismissing content of character now. The thing that they was fighting so hard to be like identified by, because that was the thing they wanted to be identified. They didn't want to be seen just for their color. They wanted to be seen for their character. And we keep pushing.
We don't like. There's a small subset of us.
Man, that shit fucked up. But that shit pissed. Man, come on, bro.
The whole we don't do that. Like we don't like my skin don't represent nothing about me except how I look,
bro. As the whole, even something Kofi had said, and I rock with Kofi, but Kofi had said something on there a second ago when somebody said something about black. He was like, "If you're not black, what are you?" Like, the fact that we get offended is and this is a good majority of black people. Like, if somebody tell you they not black, we'll sit there like, "Yeah, you is black, nigga." Like we want to reinforce the whole thing. So it's like we said, like, and these are just titles that we've been given because
black. They're talking about the same group. Like, somebody say I'm not black, they're not saying I'm not this. They're saying I'm not part of you guys.
Bro, no, when they say, but most of the time when people are saying they're not black, they're not just saying I'm not. I mean, they can be saying they're not part of you guys. They're not. They're basically saying I'm not being identified by my skin color. I'm more than my skin color. I think that's the thing most people are saying when they're saying they're not black. I think they're saying I'm beyond my skin color.
I think when people say that, they are saying that to like differentiate. It's not like, oh, I'm black, but I just don't want to be defined by it. No, like, I don't like you black people, and I'm not a part of it. I think when people say I'm not black, I think it's that second, that latter sentiment.
Is that how you felt when them white people was telling you that?
I've been black as motherfucking 98% of the room. So
yeah, but see, that's the thing. Even you didn't like being identified by that, or just being considered like your character being decided by that.
No, because what does this skin tell you about my character?
Exactly, and that's my whole point. So you had this whole generation of people, like she was walking through getting spit on. That's all the reason to really be acting the way that people in our generation is acting over race. Like if white people was doing that, that would be all the reason to be sitting there acting that way. But she wasn't doing that. The people right out of slavery, they didn't come out doing that or whatever. So when you're looking at history and you're looking at these people who actually experienced the real deal oppression, like was getting whipped in the fields, couldn't go in certain buildings because they was blocked out. I haven't experienced that where I couldn't really go inside. I've experienced being uncomfortable going in a building, like I wasn't welcome there, but I haven't had a building where it said blacks aren't allowed. I haven't had that experience. So the people who was actually experiencing that, it's like we sit there and like people call them weak. They like people be sitting there now saying stuff like we not our ancestors. Like they was weak for standing up and going through the stuff that they went through. They was weak for having courage to show that they was more than that. Like, nah, I'm not no animal. You're not gonna just treat me. I'm more than that. That's all I'm saying.
My bad. That shit still got me fucked.
I know it do.
That shit.
I got another one that lighten me up.
Yeah, lighten me up, bro. Because I swear that shit fucked me up. The spitting on her and she walking. She said she was dripping on her off her dress while she was that shit kind of.
Yeah, that's what I said. I never heard her tell a story because
get you, boy.
I read about her getting spit on, but for it to be like she said it was dripping off her dress.
Yeah, that's that. Come on, man. Man. What did he say? Go back to them. Sorry.
Yeah. What happened to Black Americans? In the 60s, Black Americans were a real Western civilized society. They had class, manners, etc., while the white Americans were rednecks compared to them. I still don't understand twerking as a small example of today's culture of Black American women. Since our women don't do it, is it a sexual thing or something else? Okay, so I don't know who this is. It's somebody.
Twerking. I need to explain twerking.
I'm not about to explain that either. I'm gonna go ahead and let that one go. Right now, it is a town in South Africa that no Black people are allowed. Yes, I said South Africa. They have their own currency, governed bodies, and everything in South Africa right now. Truman actually came from Africa. Twerking actually came from Africa. Look at the dances they do. I know what you're talking about. She's saying twerking. Okay, what else you hear, Johnny?
Y'all know what I use. I'm on code.
Oh no, go to this with under Juneteenth. This is hilarious.
Dang, this thing keep changing up my setting.
Oh my gosh, then go to Juneteenth.
Thinking you're trying to do the right thing. Why is it you've got a cup of coffee for Jack and you put it in a saucer? Now, that is some of your best work. No. Some of your best work, Tom. Half an hour later, he's still carrying it around.
Oh, I couldn't see it.
I couldn't see it, bro.
Thinking you're trying to do the right thing. Why is it you've got a cup of coffee for Jack and you put it in a saucer? Now, that is some of your best work. Some of your best work, Tom. Half an hour later, he's still carrying it around. Look.
Yo, that's messed up,
That's
bro.
messed up.
This messed up, man. Marshall said, when you say "oh code," what does that mean?
Oh, when I was saying it, I was
because she about to pull out a building.
Yeah, I'm a chill. I was actually looking out. I was actually looking out as I wouldn't normally. If usually I'd be the one hopping on that conversation, but I decided I'm gonna set out.
You said you're just gonna be on code, bro.
Yeah, I was being on code.
I was at the bank. I'm in line to see a teller. There's only one teller working, white woman. She's helping an elderly Black man. I'm eavesdropping on their conversation. Now listen, I couldn't hear what he said first. But what she said back was, oh, we won't be open that day because we'll be observing Juneteenth. And then the black dude went, the fuck is that? Her reaction, priceless. She goes, what is Juneteenth? He goes, yeah, the fuck is Juneteenth? He doubles down. She answers it, which is my favorite part about her. That she saw all the danger in front of her and she went, I'll give it a shot. And she goes, it's a holiday. For you. And we'll be observing it. And I went, bravo fucking bo, Sharon. That is technically correct. Not offensive. Kept her job. How the fuck did she pull that off on the spot? The story should be over right there, right? Bro, what this dude said back, I lost it. He goes, then why y'all niggas celebrating it? What? I remember looking around the bank like, is nobody else seeing this shit? This is crazy. So check me out. This is real. And I want to make this really clear. I'm not trying to make anybody uncomfortable. That's not the point of this. No one here is the villain. I'm saying objectively, what an interesting thing to think about. So she says, we won't be open on Juneteenth. He goes, why y'all niggas celebrating it? And my question is he making a good point? I never thought about that till he said that. Why are white people taking off work on Juneteenth? Listen, I'm not saying white people don't deserve days off. Take them off. But is this the one? It's kind of the opposite of the way to celebrate the holiday, no? Listen, if you don't know what Juneteenth is, I'll make it super simple. Juneteenth commemorates the last official day of slavery. Here's my theory, right? If you're Christian, you don't celebrate the Jewish holidays. If you're not Chinese, you don't celebrate the Chinese New Year. If we really want to support and celebrate Juneteenth the correct way, I think a great way for us to all do that is black people should be off work that day. But everybody should be forced to watch an NBA Finals basketball game with just the white players playing. Don't forget to follow.
Yeah, that was pretty good. All right, so me.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I got my phone.
Oh, that was me. That was my I was sending me.
No, I'm saying I don't know what my phone.
What you got for us, though?
You start with Bull right there. Yo, go up. We'll start funny. That shit was funny.
Hey, get it. Hey, let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. Fat, unemployed. Ain't work in mad real years. Live broke, dead broke. Live with your mom on the couch. Living room bed.
Bro, why you? Oh, damn, bro.
Keep dancing. Ain't in the account, got the same number. $28 in your account right now.
Bro, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You talking mad shit, bro. You supposed to hype me up.
I am hyping you up. You was dancing. You was getting it in.
No, you hyping me up in a bad way. You saying bad shit. Say some good shit so I can be hyped.
All right, I'm gonna say something good. Go ahead. One more time.
Fuck, I'm not doing it no more, nigga.
Come on. This is why you have the issues you have now. Your attitude. That's what it is.
Hey, cook his ass. That motherfucker started. That shit took me out.
Oh, man.
Okay. What else I got, man? Cook that nigga. Oh, yeah, go ahead to him, man. Right here. Yeah. Oh, shit.
7th and 8th grade, when everybody wants to be a YN, walking around with ski mask on your face. I take ski mask because I tell them, if you catch me outside of this school and walk up on me with a ski mask on, you liable to go see the Lord. Don't walk around with a ski mask on because it ain't no snow out here in Negro. You can't ski. 7th and 8th grade, when everybody wants to be a YN.
What do y'all think about the Pooh Shiesties, bro? I think they said, was it Philadelphia that banned them?
I think it's an article of clothing, and when we
it's
all right, bro. Get the fuck, bro.
It's the article of clothing. Like it's the article. Why am I angry for the article of clothing?
So,
not wear gloves because people.
Oh, okay, that's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do. This the fuck we doing today, Johnny?
It's problematic, but at the same time, I be thinking about like us wearing the tall tees and we wouldn't.
Bro, that's a fucking t-shirt, bro.
Even the snowman tees.
But hold on.
But
The ski mask is if you ain't in the snow, what do niggas do where no snow is involved and the ski mask is involved? What do they do?
I'm not trusting the nigga who walking.
Come on, bro. I went into motherfucking Arby's the other day. This nigga was behind the counter with a motherfucking Pooh Shiesty mask on.
Yeah, I would have walked out.
I'm sitting here like, bro.
Nope, I'm not.
Bro,
I'm not. No, it ain't even that. It's I don't trust him fixing my food.
I still ordered my sandwich.
I don't trust him.
I knew who he was because I've been in there before and he was in there. So I knew what but I'm just sitting here. Why in the fuck is this even a thing? That shouldn't be allowed at all. This nigga's at work with the motherfucker on. All right, bro. I don't want to talk to you no more about the shit. I want to talk to you no more about the shit. Pull my memes up, bro. Pull my fucking memes up. Bro.
Which one is?
You can just go to the next one, bro.
Right here.
Yeah.
Been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
Tyrell Williams, he beats Cox.
Yeah, and somebody's going to get that gobbler at the end of this game, too. Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
Diggs gets a much-needed blow.
He's a thick wide receiver who is powerful from the waist down.
You have to like when there's a guy coming right in your face and he just sits in there and delivers it really well.
Been blown away by Crabtree's hands. And his
ability
to suck in these balls.
Tyrell Williams.
Listen to this. Oh, damn. It's just like basketball and football. It's like, how is there so much gay shit involved in this? For whatever reason. Any on the body plan, please name me one nigga from the hood that you know
how to ski. I don't know nobody.
Nobody. We shouldn't have no motherfucking ski mask. What is the other thing that if there's no snow?
You would be the one who knows people who know how to ski, bro.
God damn it.
Well, name one, bro. Name one. Give me a name.
He lived across the street from me, didn't he?
Give me a name.
He lived across the damn street, didn't he, Johnny?
He invited you up.
You been skiing? That's fire, bro. I want to try. I want to go. What was it hard? You bust your ass?
I was like pizza, and then you gotta do pizza.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do too. Shit. I want to try to snowboard over the skis though. I'm gonna do that. I think you can get fucked up big time on them, Jones.
That's easy.
Oh, it's easier. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It seemed like keeping the two.
Like control both feet.
Yeah, and then they going in. Yeah.
You can do that. You slew foot on some skis. You fucked up.
Oh, Quintel is over for you.
Oh man,
I had to get that one off. It just presented itself. I love you, bro.
What else you got, bro?
Okay, go up to the next one. I know y'all seen this. What y'all think about this? Oh, listen, Johnny. I already know. Well, this nigga Johnny a motherfucking Democrat, ain't you,
bro?
Bow, it's a rolling, I'm not a bow. 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 It's a rolling, I'm not a bow.
This is a high school or college?
I think it was a high school.
I'm not as mad at it being a high school. For kids. Now, if this is college, I'm a little concerned.
Yeah. I would have been fucking embarrassed if my younger would have been out there doing that shit.
Did they all do it? Or it was just a group of them. I'm about to say it look like all of them did.
My thing is where you don't see any dude. You see Quick Mama up there.
Yeah, I don't see no dudes over there.
You see Quick Mama bobbing her head right there.
Oh, no, it look like everybody's doing it.
Yeah, everybody's doing it, but I don't see no boys. It might have been an all-girls school.
But they twerking. Like, ain't no niggas gonna be
they just caught the group of girls.
Well, but that's all of them that graduated.
They caught the group of girls right here. There's some more people up here.
People that were twerking.
Look at Quick Mama. Wait, she loving that shit.
Sorry, but this is ghetto and highly embarrassing.
Nah, I agree.
Man, I'm not saying I would have participated in it, but I'm not sitting up here like, oh my god, they just graduated.
Johnny, I know you're not, bro. We already know you're.
They just graduated fucking high school.
What that mean?
Some of them probably going to college. They just turned up. Like,
All right, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand. I understand, Johnny.
Johnny with all the
Check
dog.
Johnny mic is low. It's low again. I don't know what Johnny over there doing fucking with his mic, man.
Did you have any more?
Let me see. What's that right there? Oh, y'all want to talk about that? Yeah, go to the Megan Thee Stallion Tory Lanez, John.
Some information Unite the People believes is exculpatory in Mr. Daystar Peterson's case, professionally known as Tory Lanez. Recently, we've been made aware that a member of the media, Mr. Gianno Caldwell, was working on an op-ed for the New York Post regarding Mr. Peterson's innocence. The New York Post recently reached out to the prior district attorney, George Gascon, Megan Pete and her representatives, and Kelsey Harris and her representatives. The only party that responded last week was Megan Pete's representatives with a request for more information. A few days later, Mr. Peterson's brutally attacked in his jail cell. Another irregularity. Why, at Ms. Harris's police interview, was a non-lawyer, non-family member record company executive allowed to participate? Highly irregular situation. Normally, we see cases, strangers are not allowed in these things, but it was in this case. All of these things point to the highly irregular nature of his trial and his conviction. It is our contention that he was wrongly convicted. And while we at first were willing to let the process play out, it is our contention now that if he is not pardoned or released promptly, he may never come out. And that would be the ultimate injustice, is that he gets killed in prison for something he did not do. Attention.
What do y'all think about the whole Meg Tory thing? What's the girl name? Kelsey. What do y'all think?
The same thing I thought in the first place.
I'm just wondering why this didn't come out during the trial.
Well, they said that trial wasn't handled well. They said that there was some evidence that wasn't presented. I was saying.
I heard that that there was a possibility he didn't shoot it directly after the trial.
Yeah.
So why is it just now coming out and he's making an official statement where we've been heard even during the trial? It was a question of who actually shot. And so that just makes me wonder. I do think he's I don't know. It's tough to say if he's falsely accused because I think somebody shot, whether it's him or her. Somebody needs to be in jail. It should either be Kelsey or him. And I thought he was willingly, to fall for it originally.
Well, that's what he spoke. Well, he was texting back and forth with. I don't know that. The homosexual.
No, I'm talking about Jason Lee. I know
Jason Lee.
I seen
it. He was supposedly reading texts for that him and Tory were going back and forth, and he said that he was protecting them. Tory said that he pretty much was saying that I just took it for him.
Well, then
yeah, that's where you was that's on you.
Yeah, no. I 100% agree. If you take it for him, then that's on you. You decided to wear it. But then you go in there and get stabbed up like that.
But I ain't think crazy. He shot her anyway. And then they wanted us to believe that he shot this girl and was like, dance, bitch, dance. Bro. Who do that? He shot at her foot. It was like, dance, bitch, dance. Nah, bro.
That shit. And damn, what was I about to say? Fuck it, not bad. Damn, I forgot what I was about to say about the shit.
Yeah, ain't too much I want to talk. I didn't thought the same thing the whole time. There was some lies, but at the same time, if he set himself up for it, then and he chose. If that was the reason he chose, in what he told old buddy is true.
You know what Vlad came up with? This nigga Vlad say he believed that they was fighting and they probably was beating him up because he little, and that's why he shot him.
They were both beating Tory up.
That's what Vlad come up with out of his dumb ass. I was like.
Better keep it with that on that testifying like a mother big hit. I get my head whooped.
I'm telling
Hey, trying to say he go pop her. Trying to say,
oh man,
bitch hit me. Oh, that's hilarious. That That is hilarious. Let me see if I got any more. We got plenty of time. What did I say?
134.
Okay, yeah. See if I got any more. I ain't gonna do that, John. Go to girl right there. I can't think of her name. Just hilarious.
I don't tell my friends anything about my relationship now.
But you used to?
Yeah, of course. Yep, I did. But you know what? You got to be careful with doing that, because say if when there's static in your relationship, you go tell them that too. And now they looking at him like, huh? When y'all get back on good terms, now you got to go tell them, no, we're back on good terms. Nah, it's too much back and forth. Right. So no, I keep my love life very separate from my friends. Mm-hmm. I do. I tell them what they need to know. Why I'm smiling. They know why I'm smiling. They know what's up. I don't tell my friends anything about my relationship now.
I think that's healthy. Like, I think you can, if you're running around and telling everything in your relationship, it's not really your relationship. It's not a private thing anymore. I think there's a chance that you got to give certain things a chance to work out before you go and run and tell your friends. So I do, yeah.
Do you think that there's anybody that actually can tell nobody, that actually will be able to withhold that kind of information from everybody? Because if you don't tell, I definitely don't think, if you're not telling your friends, you're probably not telling your family. So who are you are you keeping it in?
I think everything in a relationship needs to be.
Of course, not everything, but I'm just saying, in the case of in the case of you being, you know what I mean? Just think about it for a regular person. Like, could you actually not tell anything about your relationship to anyone and hold these things in the relationship? You got
to say some stuff. There might be something where you need some advice in a relationship. I mean, there's certain where it's okay, but as a whole, I wouldn't there's some people I know, they just talk about everyone. Me and him just did this. We argue. And I don't think that's healthy, because then what are you guys sharing in your relationship? I think there should be some intimate,
for sure,
private moments. And even if you disagree, it's not a chance just to go and get somebody else's opinion. I should probably sit down there and work that out. And if it's something that's difficult to work out, y'all come into an impasse on something, then it might be, fruitful to maybe go look in couples therapy or talk to a trusted family member.
I think it's
what's going on, but I don't think that should be the first instinct of every look.
I think it's healthy to have somebody.
I think it's healthy to have
somebody, because sometimes me and Rell done had conversations before where it's been like, bro, am I tripping about this? Mm-hmm. He been like, nah, bro, you tripping about that. And it's like, okay, I see what you mean then. Or
certain things,
yeah. I feel like if you should have, you don't. Of course, not every single thing, but I think that it's to say I keep my it's separate from my friends completely. First off, I don't think that that's even something that people have the capacity to do. Mm-hmm. But the main thing was to have you. I'm the type person, I ain't never not had a homie, like a close homie that I could talk to regularly about my life, because I'm the type I even learn better when I'm talking through a thing. You know what I mean? I could just verbalizing it. It allows it to connect in a way that's different than me just sitting thinking. You know what I mean? And then getting someone that you actually appreciate their opinion, getting their opinion on something, to me, it's very, very valuable to have.
Then you're not talking to the person you upset with or that you got the issue with, so make it a little easier to work through it before because you can say some stuff in a relationship. I had this relationship one time, and I used to tell this girl that I didn't want to talk at different time periods because I have to think about what I want to say, because I choose to mean what I say. I don't like to just say stuff right out of anger sometimes because I've said a lot of stuff I didn't mean in the past. So I used to try to do that, and she just was not having it. She wanted to know what I was thinking right off gate, and it was a thing. It's
and the thing is this what I'm thinking. And see, I am 100% like that, and I think that it's a woman that respects that is very valuable. That's very, because a lot of them don't give a fuck about the fact that you got to think about this. You know what I mean? No, they want it when right now.
Right, they want to hear
right now. Because it needs to be diffused right now, and you know what I mean. You fuck around and say something like you said that you don't mean, and so that's a very valuable trait to have in your partner, the ability to allow you the time to meaningfully say
what it is you want to say.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Did you have any more? Or are you done?
I'm done. I done memed out.
All right. Let's start here. I like both of these. These is funny.
Hey, compa. Órale, amigo. What you want, fool? Fire pollo? We got fried pollo?
Nah, bro, we just want some mac and cheese and chicken.
Oh, no, Holmes. We don't have no mac and cheese. Yeah, I know. You, fool? I have Modelo Mac.
Here you go, fool. Yeah, make sure you come again, Holmes, because those are our specials. Modelo Mac and Corona Pollo. Ese. Yo todavía ni puedo tomar.
Hakuna Matata. Hold on, you forgot your green salsa.
That's a birthday. Oh shit! What the?
No.
Wait, no ice. No deportation. No.
This is my green card. This is sweat rag.
Yeah.
But if you want agua, we have ice.
Ice for agua.
Ice.
Ice for the agua.
I just wanted some mac.
Excuse me.
Welcome, how you macking? What you want? Konnichiwa. We have one chicken. We have kimchi. We have Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un.
You got up in the back. You want some? Let me. Hey, I have special for you.
Only today.
You do my girlfriend nail, we give you free chicken. I know your family work at the nail salon.
Ooh, yeah. Chow mein for you, Ling Lei.
Yeah.
Fire. Hold the wolf.
It's too late. This goose is cooked. He's seasoned now.
Can I just get some fried chicken?
Extra flavor for you.
Dead homies, y'all gonna piss me off.
Oh, she think we give a fuck about that, homie?
Oh, we make them dead. Respect my gangster.
Oh, you dishonor us.
She trying to say the baby mom. He was
Hey.
just like being
Nigga.
Nigga.
Well,
hi, how are you?
Unfortunately, we're out of kale and matcha. But if you come back tomorrow, you'll be in time for our Pilates.
We do a mini
Look, I came here for the fried chicken and mac and cheese. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about, kale and all this shit, but I just want fried chicken and mac and cheese. Make that shit spicy.
Excuse me.
Well, howdy.
Don't know what they use.
Where y'all from?
Gutenberg.
Dos Vidania.
No Putin's not in there.
It's Scriven.
There's some black about Privyet.
I'm Indian and I'm crazy.
Get the fuck on then,
Hey,
goddamn it.
Vietnam
Confused
niggas.
ass. Damn. You better watch the fuck out.
Hello, my brothers.
Oh, wagwan, brother. You want to eat pommy chicken?
That's Jamaican.
Oh, my bad.
What can I get for you, my brother?
We have lion, king.
What do you have for me tonight?
We have.
Hey, compa.
Oh man,
This nigga told racist.
bro, I'm not racist. That's not just funny to me. Oh yeah, we got a comment here. When having an argument, there should be a 24-hour cooler. Then you go back and talk about the thing.
Yeah, I think whenever you say you ready.
Yeah.
I think
Whenever you're ready. It
whenever
gotta be
people are ready.
24.
But 24 hours is cool. But a day definitely makes a difference. You know what I mean? If you think about, but like I can't remember who it was. He was talking about before you address something, give it 24 hours. Like before you know what I mean, want to bring up you know what I mean, an issue to someone, to give it 24 hours to see if it's really that serious to you.
You might need more. I've had issues with motherfuckers where like I might need 2 or 3 days because I just even after 24 hours, if it's something that I'm pissed off about or feel a type of way, even 24 hours might not be enough. But like I've had where you go back and try to talk and you still feel like, oh shit, I'm gonna just say the stupid shit. Yeah, you might need to just.
Oh yeah. So we about to say that shit start building up again on your motherfucking ass, getting hot over again. Nah, that's what happened to me too. Motherfucker just start cooking instantly. You be like, oh man, this shit done fuck me. Yeah, nah, I'm still fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, you let that shit simmer a little longer. Yeah, nah, facts.
Did y'all see the black woman statue that they put up in New York?
What was it? They said it was a heavier set woman or something?
They said this,
And sometimes we misinterpret with one another to try and create an understanding and basically encourage empathy.
I have a problem and you understand. We all need
What is the reason for? Yeah, that's fine.
I did something for myself yesterday. I went ahead and I actually got me a dietitian because I was like, you know what? I need to get this weight off of me. I've been hunching and lunching for a long time because I know I could do better. And this was nothing more than just a push to let me know that I am going in the right direction. Because you mean to tell me you could not find another different way of designing a black woman in the middle of New York City? You mean to tell me you couldn't do a statue of maybe somebody who was a part of Seneca Village, you know, all black community that was pretty much removed from their homes and their land in order for them to build that damn Central Park? You couldn't find nothing else. You had to put a heavy set black woman, some ugly ass locks, braids, or whatever the hairstyle that is. You could have even did a TWA. I would have took a TWA over them ugly ass braids. Frumply, homely outfit. You mean to tell me you couldn't even put the swag of the sister up there? Cause like that ain't how all of us dress. We usually wear that shit if we in the house putting the kids to, you know, getting the kids situated, or if we doing some errand runs. You couldn't even put some flavor in the step of the sister. They making a whole fool of y'all. And I'm talking to y'all because Democrat, black liberal women, this is what they see you guys as. This is the only reason why they would put that up there. Whoever that man is, he sounds like he's not even from this country. He has a bit of an accent. You are a clown, sir. And anybody who is okay with this, they're a clown also. Y'all could have did a whole lot better. George Floyd's statue looked better than that shit. Wayne Wade's statue looked better than that shit. This is one of the reasons why I've got to just...
She ain't got a
because
problem.
obviously America sees us as homely, overweight women with messy ass braids.
She ain't got a problem. She's being
That's what they see us as. So the Democrats see us as.
You look at the face.
And sometimes we misinterpret.
We gonna just go to. You gotta look at the face.
It's the worst statue in the world.
Nah, I'm about
No, but what
I'm
is
about
it for though? What did they put it up there for?
The face look like one of the
That should
T's,
say
bro.
hashtag trans visibility.
Because that's, bro, if you look close,
no, I can see what she's saying when she said that. That's
it
crazy.
look like a
T. Joseph. It's not stiff over. It's a 12.
Like it's a bad statue. Like I'll give it to that. But like there's been a lot of bad statues. Y'all seen the D Wade statue? That shit was terrible. Like the Ronaldo statue was terrible. There's been a lot of bad statues.
Yeah, they just don't do a really good job of them joints.
So like what were we expecting this statue to be? First of all, and why are they so mad about that? Because that's like, now they would have made her skinny or made it some long eyelashes or something like that. They'd have been mad about like that also.
That's crazy though.
What kind of representation
do y'all actually want? Yeah, I wonder what they would say if you asked, like, what is it that what would they want it to look like?
Yeah, I still do want to understand why this man wanted to do this.
Yeah, I was just wondering, what is it for though?
Yeah, I don't know what it represents, but I'm saying, and I think it's a bad statue, one, but what was it supposed to look like?
Oh, it said you put a big body Cadillac on there, and that's what I like, big body Cadillacs. Yes.
You like them big and tough?
That's all the statue. Okay, man, at all.
What does that last one say?
I'm going down. Hold on. Hell, the Statue of Liberty was originally a black woman. They rejected that and put that ugly ass thing that they got up there now in the middle of the harbor of New Jersey and New York. It looks like the graven image of a Bonquisha. Very disrespectful.
Yeah. And the crazy thing, there could have been
things you could have made it to make it look more like what's the name? Like Shanae? Like off of Martin?
Yeah. Look at the braids, bro. It do look like Shanae off of Martin.
Close.
What's the name?
Bro.
Moesha had the same braids.
Bro.
They ain't wore them shits in a minute though.
But they
bro.
Look like Moesha wore.
Would you take her down?
No, bro.
I'd have to see the ass. I ain't gonna lie.
Johnny love ass, bro.
No,
that shit's crazy.
You need to examine that face. You need to examine that face.
Nah, you was dead ass. You was dead ass.
You need to examine that face, bro. Nah, Johnny was dead serious. He meant that.
My thing, but just think about this though. Just think about this. This is at the end of the day, what do you feel about them using the heavy set being a thing? Because like what you're trying to do is you're trying to show the average or something that is the image of the collective.
As Americans. Americans
Man, see, why the fuck we're not talking about everybody else right now, Johnny? We're talking about
are obese people. So
okay.
I want to say black, but
I know you do. Come on. Okay, we understand that, Johnny.
Society, we eat terrible. We eat like trash.
I understand.
All other countries, so that's a normal American.
That didn't used to be a normal thing. Like we used to be in shape. That used to be normal. It didn't used to be we was obese, bro.
The food is just different. The food is different.
Like a lot of people are fat.
When you think about it,
so that is the worst representation.
I don't say why is her nipple so hard.
That's why I had that too.
She's being liberated. You ain't been seeing them out there with and that's another one.
I'm not mad at that movie.
Look, Johnny, I know you just want to you just want to set you never mind.
You want to see the statue?
I ain't even gonna go in on you like that. But yeah, like that's when I don't like that one either. The nipple showing thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a red flag. Yeah, that's a red flag.
I like nipples.
The thing is that, but it's so crazy how you, huh? Oh, why is it? Oh no, I thought somebody had posted that. But yeah, that's not one of the ones I like. I'm conservative. So like,
I just want my lady out there, but when I'm in public, and I be like, oh, I ain't never been.
But see, that's the thing. Like, the way I think about it is, what's going to push the community forward? The drop off culture, that shit's all a net negative. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Drop off culture is a net negative. So you know what I mean. If we're going to get better, there's some things that we like to do that we just gonna have to let go. Not saying that we're gonna do it. I don't ever see the shit, but I'm just saying that that's the way I think.
Power and possibility for Black women. This is what it represents.
Power and possibility. The statue does.
Oh, let me put this statue up again.
You talk about hold up.
I gotta look and see if I see it.
Some power in that motherfucker.
There's some power in it.
But why is her nipples?
Does she got a mustache?
Hey, that'd be crazy if that trans visibility.
Mustache on it. That's disrespectful.
No, bro, it looked like she got a mustache.
I don't know, bro.
And them braids is terrible.
When the last time you seen a Black woman with her braids stop right there? Them motherfuckers be on their ankles.
Johnny said, "No, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna leave it alone." I've been seeing the young boy pop up. I don't know which video I shared here, but I'm gonna share.
Y'all don't like us because we don't sit back and shut the fuck up. We say
that too.
We say the truth. We say what needs to be said.
It ain't true.
You know, just because we tell y'all what y'all did to us, tell y'all the trauma and abuse and the struggle that y'all gave us. We tell y'all all the fucked up shit y'all did to us. Y'all think that that's us not being grateful. We're grateful, but also we do realize what y'all did to us. And y'all just want to shut the fuck up and just say, yes, oh, thank you for bringing life to us.
Yeah.
You know, thank you for giving us a bad minute.
Yes.
We're not saying thank you for the bad minute for what?
No, you don't have to say thank you for the bad minute. Say thank you for giving me life.
No.
Yes.
Y'all don't like us because we don't sit back and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, thank you for giving me life.
That's just the young ass opinion, because once you get old, he might be 17, 18, early 20s. Once you get older and you live a little bit, you'll appreciate the shit the older generation does. I think we didn't have an appreciation for the older generation when we was that age. And as you get older, it comes with age.
You start to understand them a little bit better. I mean, I understand, but then, man, these fucking buzzwords be killing me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Trauma
and the struggle
and all of these, bro. Y'all gonna kill me with these goddamn strong ass words. I'm a person, bro. I really don't want to use a strong word unless I really mean it. Mm-hmm. That's very important. That's actually very important to the English language. It's very fucking important.
That boy don't look like he been through no trauma. The thing
about going through hard,
the thing about going
this
through hard,
ain't Mr. Retwist talking about the struggles and trauma,
and that's what people don't understand. You can always tell people who done really went through some hard times. Like it's like certain parts of their character, they carry themselves different ways and everything. Hey man, ain't no. You talk about you was traumatized, bro. You done got everything you wanted.
I'm just joking. I don't know what his life is like, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure the fact that you're sitting there having that conversation with your pops at the age that you're at means that you kind of lived a different,
and you're comfortable enough to do it.
Exactly.
I mean, you definitely, because bro, I wouldn't even like even to this day. And I ain't had my dad in my life. I still won't say so. I like it's just in me. Like I'm just not gonna say this certain stuff because even though he's never done it. in the back of my head, my dad can still pop me. Like, it's just how I was raised. Like, he can just pop me in the mouth real quick. Like, and I would just be sitting there with the stupid face on. Given my daddy he ain't never did it. He ain't gonna do it. But yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. No, just don't do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to think of that type of shit. I don't like getting touched, bro. Ain't got touched in a long time.
No, I'm saying, but if you said something disrespectful out of your mouth, like you came out crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I deserve it, I think that.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like I'm not going to say certain stuff just out of respect. It's like you ain't got no respect. You talking like you don't want to be alive.
Yeah, but I also think that certain other people. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just because he look a certain way don't mean
That's true too.
I was
But
just
I don't watch
joking.
a few of them. I don't watch a few of them videos though, and from what I pick up, his dad been in his life.
I mean,
And-
but my thing
well,
is
things
like there's levels to trauma, and like I ain't trying to say.
Man, see, go ahead, bro.
You was traumatized in the suburbs, bro.
I mean, everybody got something. I mean,
But is it trauma though?
Everybody go through grief.
I mean,
everybody experiences
some
grief.
people just
who commits suicide? Who delete self-deletion? Who does that the most?
men,
But what kind of men?
black men, white men.
Exactly. Are they traumatized? But they sit up there and they go through these.
Well, I can't speak for them.
And that, but they're not oppressed. So where their trauma come from? They've had easy lives. They live in the suburbs, and they.
But I mean, no. See, that's all. Wow.
So trauma isn't necessarily.
This is
based,
important.
It's not just based on how much money you had.
Most white people don't got money. We sit there.
I said suburbs, so they come from better. They come from higher
suburbs,
higher influence than the average black person. That's documented. Their median income is $30,000 higher than ours.
Not 30 though, but go ahead.
It's 30,000. Look it up. The median income.
Oh, maybe the median. Okay,
Yeah,
I ain't look up the
30
median.
grand higher than median income. So in the suburbs,
Is that household income?
Yeah, that's household.
Okay, but then you also look at the marriage rates too. Marriage rates play a part in that too.
We're calling this kid soft, but are white people soft from their traumas? Or
Bro, if you soft, you soft. It ain't based on race, nigga. If you soft, you fucking soft.
I'm saying, but everybody's trauma is gonna be different. Just because
Bro, I understand it.
or just because he did, or just because he might have.
I wouldn't even. Yeah, in general.
Bro, we're as far as this mental health, I think we're going backwards on this thing a little bit because we're ODing, in my opinion. We're OD, and then overdiagnosing. Like everything that happened bad ain't traumatic, bro. It just was a bad fucking day. What happened to a bad fucking day? It's just got to be trauma. Everything is not traumatic, bro. Everything is not a fucking mental health diagnosis. That's something that you need to be putting on people.
Or that could be a trauma response there. Man, I don't need the trauma because there's like the white people who.
I'm not talking about white folk, black folk. Why do you keep talking about race? It has nothing to do with race.
Because they don't have stigma with going to mental health and doing therapy. They've been doing that for years, even though
Well, I don't even know how we got to the white folks.
That's what, Johnny. What are we talking about race for here? We was just talking about kids.
I'm talking about in general because you're saying because he had more influence than other people because he's not poor or from poverty. That means he couldn't have a traumatic life.
What? That is not what I just said.
You said these kids are soft. He never missed a retwist. How is that?
I was making a joke when I said that, right? And I already said I was making a joke then now, but I wasn't talking about when I'm talking about trauma in this city. I'm not talking about white or black or Asian. I'm talking about just as a culture of American. What you hear more mental, which I think it could be healthy, but I think that it's actually making niggas' mental health just worse. It's actually gonna make it worse. People have an idea that life is supposed to be some motherfucking rainbows now. It's never been fucking rainbow. So why do we have this idea that anybody's life is going to be this? And if it's not this, then it's traumatic. Come on, bro. It was just too soft.
Most people are saying, I want my life to be fair with some rainbows all the time. If it's not that I'm traumatized, but like
So what kind of trauma would you think like somebody like him was talking, like his father traumatized him?
I don't know if they've done that. He didn't give any examples. Like I don't know where they're from, where they live, but to act like he's never been traumatized just because like why
I'm saying for him to be sitting there talking with his son, for him to be sitting there talking with his father on a podcast, talking in the way that he's talking. How traumatized do you think he was? Because if his daddy had beat his ass, he wouldn't even be dare saying some of the stuff that he said.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't that.
It wouldn't dare come out.
It wouldn't have been physical because you don't get that relationship with the physical, that physical abuse type of whooping shit. That you don't really get that kind of relationship.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't even dare say some of the stuff out that he was saying out. He wouldn't feel comfortable enough to say it if they had a bad relationship.
But to act like people don't have trauma no more, like.
No, we just
I don't think he was that like people wouldn't have.
that's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
that's all he was saying. Is
My
people
nigga
over-
Johnny gonna go to the extreme on the other side every time, bro. He gonna go all the way over.
Johnny got a spanking, and he is traumatized.
Due to the hood, what did he say?
Due to the hood, and daddy was dig up. I think he messed that up. Typo. He said just complete difference. Kid and nephew. Please pardon Johnny because he grew up. Oh, please pardon Johnny because he grew up around white people, so he think that black people should raise their children like white people. I can't wait to see till he have kids and try to raise his kids. The problem is our problem is that when black art is done, we can't find the beauty in it. We have to find criticism in it. I find beauty in a lot. I love art. I study art. I find it's plenty of black art I can show you that I think is nice. That statue is that statue terrible. I'm sorry.
I ain't going. I just want to know what they put it up.
I do want to know what they put it up for.
Happen?
It wasn't just trying to talk. Like I feel like they got a whole lot of agendas out here, and yeah, I want to understand what his representation was.
Build a statue of a black woman and put her like who thought? Where did this come from? I just want to know what the thinking, what's sprouted the thought.
Like, usually statues are for like
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, we have to look at it.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I can tell you from today's generation, I have a teenager and he thinks that me disciplining him is chastising and being a bully. I just want him to live to be as old as I am, but women don't see that. I would actually agree with that. And I would even say during our generation, we got soft some. Like,
we did,
like it's not like I'm just talking about just like the current generation. We've been getting soft as men over a couple of generations, and we need to be going. Yeah, we need to go in, or we need to go to another level because masculinity has pretty much become a condemned thing. Like it's like I was talking to you about this the other day. How I'm looking at stuff is like where my influence at, and what I'm trying to fix is me. Like I'm like I need to be more like do more manly stuff, like focus in on exercise and everything. Like it's no reason you shouldn't be trying to live.
You can do no more.
Yeah, that's like I don't know.
Y'all niggas is weirdos, bro. Where this culture is going, bro. Y'all can have all that shit, but I'm not going. I'm not going.
Yeah.
You can be just like a woman if you want to, Johnny. I'm cool.
What they gotta do?
Y'all
you said everything getting better. It ain't getting better.
And he wanna raise my nigga wanna raise his daughter just like his son and everything. You go ahead. You go ahead with all that shit.
Statistics done lied a lot through history.
So we're worse off.
Man, shoot, you bought this question up about 5 times.
We didn't
bro.
talk
No,
about this shit.
there ain't no in general like we just worse off, but there is some stuff that I don't think necessarily is better. We'll see the result of it, but I don't necessarily think it's better. Like and that we try to dismiss and act like we just the greatest thing to ever walk the earth. Like people ain't been living on the earth for doggone like forever.
Johnny, you believe that like we're the best generation of people.
Humans that ever humaned. And nobody ever humaned like us, bro.
Because the internet taught us better.
Bro, I don't know a lot about other history, but
like what time period, like the 80s, would you rather be grown up in the 80s, grown up in the 60s, the 1920s, the 1800s?
Bro, I've only lived from 1988. I've only experienced to tell you about what time period. Bro, I'm not that spoiled. Like you even say that. I don't necessarily believe that.
Like in a way too,
bro.
I don't know.
My whole thing is people
I
got
probably
by.
agree with Johnny. I don't necessarily want to go back because I'm already used to
It ain't
having
even
this
about
shit.
going back.
But because I'm used to having it, the luxuries are here now. I'm used to having these.
Does that mean that we're better? That's
No,
all.
I'm not saying that we're better.
No, we're not better just because we got phones, bro. That's crazy. Okay.
Life's not better.
I don't know.
I wouldn't necessarily say that because there's a lot of people who are sitting there. People is fiending for camaraderie, love. Like you got people who is fiending for these things, and they're not talking about these things, but they're fiending for these things, and they're trying to get it through the phone, and they can't
Suicide rates are up too, right?
I don't even know.
Suicide rates have continuously going up, right?
I don't even know, but I know how many
because that was really important if you think about it.
I know how many people talk about how they
unalive and damn, you can't. That's gay. I mean, that's whack as fuck too. With all this word, you can't even say words, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you seen that? you go there, huh? You go. What he say?
Western culture has become very coddled. I grew up in a strict household, and my parents whooped my ass, and it helped me avoid the bad outcomes that some of my friends experienced.
I
Me
agree.
too. I agree with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Hey, I don't believe in
my mama still don't tell me what I want to hear, bro. Like the stuff, like man, it still ain't nice. It ain't sweet. Like, and she, I mean, she cool. Like we have adult conversations, but if I'm in the wrong, she gonna let me. Like it ain't sweet.
Yeah.
Nah, the rates have increased.
They have
30%.
By 30% from when?
02 to 22. 20 years.
Damn, 30%.
Yeah, you got people who.
I mean, I feel like that's a great statistic
people
to
out
tell
here
you if it's better now or not.
And think about how easy.
Why do you think that? Why do you think people are more inclined, 30% more inclined to unalive themselves if this place is so great?
I think this actually leads me to a good meme right here.
I didn't want to play softball, right? But my mama made me play softball. Why? Because a lot of times y'all be letting y'all kids create their own path. Why? You supposed to train up a child. That means you gotta at least send them in a direction, right? My mama didn't start allowing me to make choices and stuff regarding certain things till I was 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, something like that. Anyways, I didn't want to play softball. And I remember I was in middle school or 5th grade going into middle school, and she made me go out there and play softball. Little did I know, my senior year in high school, I would sign a softball scholarship. And see, a lot of times y'all not even if I was gonna be mad at my mama, right? Because I went through a season of being mad at my mama, and then I had to think about it. Wow, my mama the reason I was able to go to school. What? She ain't had no money to send me with, but she had planted a seed when I was in 5th grade that allowed me to sign a athletic scholarship. Everything after that was on me though. But then I'm still walking around thinking that my life is still her responsibility. No, big dog, your parents can only get you so far. I'm just telling y'all one example of how sometimes, man, you don't even know your parents did stuff and it upset you as a kid, but you need to look at the bottom line. How did you benefit from your mama doing that? How did you benefit from your daddy doing that? How did you benefit from your parents making those decisions? And you now, the angry adult, can kind of grow up.
She's saying it's fair, but I think it's unfair to like expect the child to realize that. Like that's something something that comes with. She sounds very mature. For a lot of us, that realization don't come until you make.
But I don't think she was saying.
I ain't gonna lie.
So she like when we talk about the kid that was traumatized. She spoke to like I was mad at my mom. I was upset. I didn't realize what was going on here
until I graduated.
Got older, I realized, oh shit, I was tripping. Now I understand. So it's okay for people to feel like, oh, I'm going through this. I'm going through
when they're younger.
When you're younger, because you don't understand, and a lot of times
I can see that
confusion can be traumatic. A lot of times I really what's going on.
And that's the only thing, man. What's
going on? And then when you get older, you're like, damn. And that's why with this unaliving, I'm totally against it because like it can always get better. You always have a chance, and like even with the. Just because you're going through something don't mean that person don't have a chance to learn from it or experience it, but you do have to kind of acknowledge that this is a tough time. This is hard in order to take something away from it. But if you just, not even acknowledge it and just act like, oh, this is the way it's supposed to be, it's hard to learn those lessons. So I think where we're at is it's a decent spot. And
this is good. Chuckle said there is value in overcoming adversities and everything not going your way. It prepares you for better. Prepares you better for the real world of competition. Life is not fair and the world is not a safe place.
100%.
Thank you. Because that's the only way I learned. Like I had to learn this through actual life. Like I'm like, and I'm afraid for some of these children because we setting up this foundation of everything gonna be hunky-dory, everything gonna be okay, and they're not being prepared for how it's really gonna be because it's not. It's not. They don't like the people who they're not gonna have empathy for each other.
It's like getting outside is important because.
So do you guys think there is some value in trauma growing up or having some kind of trauma?
Yes, because that's like.
So, but see, the thing is trauma. When you say trauma,
manufactured trauma, we see the value.
Manufacturing trauma and actually experiencing something is two totally different things. Manufactured trauma, like faking, like we done seen the result of manufactured trauma where people faking like they experience something. It becomes a victim mentality. That's all that is. That's manufactured trauma. Like experiencing actual stuff. And I'm not saying that the parents have to experience. I think everybody's going to experience actual trauma, but sitting there like blaming his parents for it and just like, or how, like in the case of how that dude was doing in that conversation a second ago, the dude blaming his parents for it, that was a whole different thing. But I do agree with like what the lady was saying in this last one though, like people not even making their kids do anything. He said can't hear the guy in the pink shirt.
Johnny, adjust your joint again.
I think it's the cord too. Dang, I forgot where I was. Oh yeah, talking about the lady.
Oh, that's tone raggedy ass shit.
Hey, nah, it's a good chord, but I don't know what's going on. Did just
sorry about that, man. Can you hear him now?
Yo.
Oh yeah, you're going through. Go ahead.
But like in regards to what the girl was saying in the meme, as far as making your children do stuff, a lot of people are letting their children dictate their own growing up. Like that's kind of where I think society has gotten to, where it's like the children are kind of dictate outside of like parents keeping them out their face. It's like the children are kind of dictating their own growing up.
Hey, you know something? I know when I went in somebody's house and I seen they had like 4 boxes of cereal open at the same time, I knew shit was different. I knew shit had gotten way softer. Cause just the willingness to throw them back boxes of cereal away, you know what I mean? There's like you could tell that thank Mama Sharon. You can tell that things are different. And like honestly, it's I don't know, maybe it's the what is it? The implied, when you say trauma, it's the implied, you know what I mean? The feeling of it. It feels like, but if we think about this, if we're all gonna go through trauma, is it traumatic? You see what I'm saying?
I get what
I understand that it can get to a point of it being traumatic, right? Because trauma can really happen. Like I was in the military, niggas got PTSD, which is, you know what I mean, something that can actually happen to you. You know what I mean? And so like I've seen this. And so I believe in trauma. But if everybody's gonna have this thing, is it as, you see what I'm saying? Like, are we letting it grip us too tightly? Are we're using the term a little too loose?
I think it's something that like everybody's going to have it. So
I think the difference between now and in the past is that people are being influenced to use their trauma as an excuse now versus to overcome the trauma. Like it's not that you're not gonna go through stuff, but we all had to grow up, like shake it off, toughen up.
Big facts.
Now you don't get that. It's not a shake it off. Come here, baby. Ain't no toughen up. It's everything. Everything is
because when you get out here, you're gonna get. That's what you're gonna get anyway.
That's what you're gonna get. Be toughen up. Like bro, I literally was thinking about this week. How many times? And it's certain stuff I thought I was traumatized from when I was younger, but it'd be like no, like now, like my mentality where I'm at now. It's like, nah, can't nothing touch me because I know the stuff that I done went through and I done overcame that. So like, that's where I choose to live at rather than sitting there like, oh, I've been traumatized. This destroyed me. And this going to be an excuse.
Yeah, nah, I'm not with that shit.
The problem is parents want to be their children's friends.
I
agree.
He
said, my dad once slapped me so hard that he knocked out the tooth.
Damn.
I don't remember what I did, but it was pretty crazy as a kid in the 90s. Today is different. You can't really whoop.
That was abuse, bro. Kids. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah,
that was abuse. I can't co-sign that one, big dog. That was abuse, big dog. You might got some real trauma going on. You might go get checked out. Boy, knock a tooth out. Good.
Cho said people use being traumatized and a victim mentality as an excuse for not trying and giving up easily.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm telling you, but
it's usually the quick thing.
Adulting is just gonna be that.
Like using it to like quit.
Like, I'm gonna tell you what it is right now.
That doesn't mean that like there's not something that anybody can take from their life to make it better, or like the tough times that you go through. If you look at your trauma as like a stepping stone or something that you can use to actually like build your character.
But if that's a bad thing. If that's what you're doing, though, do you think that person looks at it as trauma?
It could be conceived.
No. I'm talking this. Do you think that the person that used this thing to catapult themselves and their trajectory into, you know what I mean, this grand place off of this thing that happened? Do you think that person would think that that's a traumatic experience, or do you think that they think that it was necessary?
It's tough to say, but they probably don't. They probably not dwelling on it, but they don't mean it wasn't traumatic. But I don't know how a person would think. They probably wouldn't look at it as trauma in the moment.
What I'm talking about, once you overcome it, you don't look at it as trauma. Because if it catapulted you, right? Then why would you still look at it as this negative thing? It doesn't have the negative connotation because it uplifted you.
I can concede that.
Yeah, climb in, bro.
Yeah, I think what it really comes down to is a lot of people just feel inadequate. Yeah. I think what it comes down to is a lot of people feel inadequate and they try to find an excuse for their inadequacies. And then on top of that, we got social media. So you have all these people who are looking like they made it and they got some. So people find it easier to make an excuse for not succeeding or not achieving the thing that they want to achieve. It's easier to say, hey, I'm big boned, so I'm not going to lose weight the same way, than to say, hey, I'm just going to do the exercise and do the work. And yeah,
no, I can see that. I ain't gonna lie, just going back to the meme, I ain't gonna lie, for me, it clicked because I went from hell, I was in high school, dropped out of high school, went and got a GED, then went to college, dropped out of college because of some, some shit that I was doing and shouldn't have been doing, and then went to the military. And so my route was crazy different than all of it, all of the homies. My shit was like crazy different than y'all's. But it was necessary. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that it wasn't, it was what I needed to do. And then when I got in the military, I could say, oh, now I see what my dad was trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
I can get it now. You know what I mean?
The crazy part about it, though, is I do agree that within that generation, if they would have just let us know what they was, because that was the thing, that was the difference. They didn't used to let us know what they was doing this stuff for. And it's just like, don't question why. I'm just like, that was the difference.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing, and I was gonna say that a second ago. That's the one thing that I really wish that would have been done differently. That's the only complaint that I have. Like everything else, I learned a lot, and the parent that I am today is a lot based on what I seen done. You know what I mean? But the only gripe I have was the communication, and that's something that, like, my daughter, I very rarely say because I said so. Only time I say that is when I know that you know why you're doing it.
That means you might have had a trauma response to some.
Nigga, fuck what you talking about. I just said it's not trauma. I'm not a victim, bro. Like, as it relates, I understand when we talk about victim and deal with black people, we got a victim because I understand that. I'm not a victim, bro.
The lack thereof communication.
I just said I wish it was more.
But also at the same time, okay, I got you, bro. So this is the other part of that, though, bro. If you don't know how he is, he also got to be at my family for a minute, and we did have communication. By the time we was teens, my mom was talking to us about everything.
True.
So it's like he was around me a lot. Like, bro was at our house a whole lot. Yeah. So it was like
he
got to experience what that was, because we talk about that often. Like, we used to have these conversations in the car. That was like the best part, just riding around with my mom. Like, we had these conversations in the car. It's like we would talk about everything.
But I mean, if you're saying that,
then he can try to put trauma on me when I'm telling him it's not trauma for me. How the fuck is you trying to see? That's the bullshit we own right now. That's not a trauma response. I learned something. How the fuck is that trauma? How you gonna tell me that it was traumatic? See, that's that goddamn. This motherfucker gonna make me traumatized. Make me traumatized.
It's something that made you a better parent.
All right, bro.
Let's go through these comments. Today, children don't respect their parents. And the time I was rearing my children, I demanded respect. That's why my children act like they do. And I love all, and they respect how they was reared. We know how her children was raised. And we see how all of them turned out.
I seen that left hook or that right hook. It was able to happen. You know what I mean? You didn't never.
I wouldn't try to catch it either. Shoot, I shot it.
You didn't never think that a hook wasn't possible. It's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, I'm just gonna make sure I be a good child. You know, my mama raised me right. I wouldn't never.
That's how my mama was too. Like, you pissed off, she get the look for something, she try to throw whatever.
If my Sharon would have ever beat my tail, and my mama would have found out, like,
I
would have got it again. My mama would have whooped me too.
Yeah, you did something good enough for her to whoop you. Oh yeah,
you got it.
You deserve this. You got to deserve this.
My parents went through more trauma than my siblings and I did, to complain about foolishness and disrespectful to them. In my honest opinion, you're not lying.
Yeah, like, that was really when they was getting them motherfucking.
They was catching them
cords and shit. See, I ain't never got that. That's crazy.
They got beat.
Like cords, I ain't never got beat with a cord. I ain't never got beat with a hanger or no shit.
And
wire
that's the
hangers
crazy
and
part.
shit.
When you think about it, that our parents got nicer than their parents. Because when I think about my grandma, I can't picture my grandma as much as. But my mama still scared of my grandma.
I couldn't imagine your grandma.
Bro,
She's so sweet.
But man, she ain't
Grandma's
sweet now, but she was sweet.
She's sweetheart.
She got dementia. She done got a whole different ball game now.
Oh yeah, so they turned up when they. But yeah,
my mama done told me some stuff. I done heard, man. Even we was talking last week, talking my stories about my grandma, like talking about how she beat somebody's tail in the mall. I'm like, I can't
picture that either.
But
I know my Big Ma used to get on their ass too. So yeah, they definitely, as the generations go, we get softer and softer. I think it has a lot to do with the conveniences, and also, you know what I mean. Once something's done to you, you know what it felt like.
It's like, nah, that was overkill. They ain't doing that.
Yeah.
But I think we at a stage now where we still that was overkill. They ain't doing it. It's like, we might need to. Yeah, we might need to go back. That belt was.
I whooped my daughter with a belt one time. She don't fuck that belt.
Now you say shit. Belt? That's it.
Yeah, that belt get shit in order. And I ain't even, you know what I mean? I ain't really whoop her. It ain't like a whooping I experienced. I couldn't whoop her like that. You know what I mean? I can't
whoop no child. I couldn't whoop like we got whooped back in the road. Did you ever catch them whoopings back in the day?
God damn. WWE on your motherfucking ass.
Nah, bro. Them whoopings.
But like, why don't we get our kids the way we got hit? It's because it was traumatic or like this?
No, man, you want to keep trying to put trauma on people, bro. If you're traumatized, leave it on you.
No, but to act like nothing ever happened, you just got an aversion to the word trauma. And act like, oh, everything was all
no, what I'm saying, it's not hunky-dory. So you're going from one extreme to the other. You're going from one extreme to the other again. What I'm saying is that it wasn't traumatic for me. It was well, also my kids, first off, I have a daughter. And so whooping the girl with my boy, I can let that fly a little easier. It's easy for me to get that nigga right. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's easy for me to get him. But with my daughter, it's this. I don't discipline when I'm angry. So that's another difference. Our parents were whooping us because they were hot.
And
they was actually hot about what the fuck you just did. Like my kids haven't gotten to the age where I can really be like, you know what I mean? You know better, but like you still a kid, you know what I mean? So you still get that, but yeah.
That was good for us. Why don't we do it? Because
bro, all of like I said, my kids is young, so
ain't no telling what he gonna do by the time they 7, 8 years old. Because I actually think he gonna be whooping.
No, I'm not going away from whooping.
Yeah,
I'm not going away from whooping. Yeah, I'll get my scream up. I'm just building it. You know what I mean? I'm learning.
But not doing that out of anger is the important part.
Yeah,
like
that
some of them whoopings, bro. I told my mama when I got older about one whooping she gave me that was so bad.
Yeah, if you remember a specific whooping right now today, that was a bad one. That might be trauma.
No, that was
trauma. That might be trauma. That one I can give. You know, if you
trauma.
remember a specific ass whooping, I don't remember a specific. I remember one my dad gave me when I was jumping around and hit my ear, but that was only because I told a lie that made it so he couldn't whoop me no more. That was the only reason why I remember that one. Is that I never got another one that
like I was like 5 years old. I ain't gonna say what it was for, but it wasn't. I didn't think I deserved a whooping for that. And even as an adult, I'm like, not that type of whooping she gave me. I didn't deserve that.
It was something else going on. She was hot about.
It was. I ain't gonna say what it was. It's kind of embarrassing.
Gotcha.
But it was like I didn't deserve the whooping I got for it. And then she whooped me with a curtain rod and like the you know, the ones you can stretch out across the thing. Yeah, the metal jank. Yeah. She whooped my tail with that.
That was an ass whooping.
Like, bro, and I ain't gonna even tell the whole story. It's traumatizing. I tell y'all this off
camera.
This ain't something I'm gonna tell on camera.
That's who even thinks to pick up a chair?
I'll pack my shit up.
He came back the same day. He apologized. He apologized.
No, my mama did this.
Oh damn!
That's
crazy.
Mamas be going crazy, bro.
Hey, Mom Dukes do be sharing.
The men never have to do that same thing though, because it'd be like, you know how to get through to your boy.
Well, I can tell you this: the thing about it is the ass whooping is good enough with the amount of strength and grown man strength. Mm-hmm. That belt is good enough. You don't need a chair.
But even
put that belt across your motherfucking back.
Just even a man know with the potential that what he gonna do to me is gonna be a lot worse than what my mama might like. The potential of what he can do to me is a lot worse.
No, 100%.
It's like, yeah, I'm just not gonna.
Wait till your daddy get home.
But that shit's effective, bro. That shit's effective, bro. My wife will call me on the phone and they put it on speakerphone. Tell your daughter it's time to go. No, let's go.
Okay, Daddy, you ready to go?
That shit just works.
The best thing is to talk to your children. The problem is, do they even listen these days with the internet and instant information about anything and everything?
A lot of them think they, but the thing is, I understand what he's saying because it seems like they think they know better than you do because of the information that they have.
I will say I noticed something in general. The people who discipline their children, who don't spare the rod.
Oh yeah, they don't be having them same.
They don't be having them same issues, man.
I know a partner.
Like
damn.
I know people don't believe in Bible, but they ain't even. I forgot the exact scripture, but yeah, not sparing the rod.
Yeah.
That right there is what lead to trouble, or not discipline. That's what I say, because it's not even just about whooping. Because people look at it you got the dog on discipline.
Yeah, and I think every child's different. You know what I mean? Some kids don't need you to goddamn get on their head like that in order for it to stick. You know what I mean? So it may not be necessary for each child.
Yeah, I was definitely one of them. My mom knew that about me also. Like as I got older, like it was like in school, I wasn't gonna get in trouble about no grades because like if I did bad, I was more worried about it than her finding out about it and me getting in trouble. I was more upset I did bad. And she told one of my teachers that one time, like the teacher called to say I didn't do no homework or I didn't do the homework or something. She was like, okay, well, give him the bad grade. He gonna be more mad about it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now that's dope. That's dope that you had that mindset.
Yeah, but my sister and my brother was not like that. It was a whole different ball game. So they didn't get that same.
They didn't issue me homework when I was in school.
Oh yeah, you just wasn't there. he just was. Man, they gave him the homework. He just went doggone writing it down.
Ask my mama, bro. They didn't issue report cards either, bro. Ask my mama, bro. I swear. I don't know where my report cards was at.
My parents are so crazy. If I use that excuse, they be like, "Well, go read something for 30 minutes." They make me go do something.
I see what you're saying. If you say they didn't get no homework, okay.
Well, you gotta go in there and study.
Well, that's actually a good thing. I kind of do that, like with my daughter. She's writing out her letters and the numbers and all of that stuff, writing it out. She get home from school. She got tutoring twice a week, and then we do when she get home from school. You got to get on them ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. We did that writing together.
She told you to do it.
Oh yeah. This is just what you got to do. Yeah. And I think that's one thing that we have to do. It has to be very important for us is to understand that learning shouldn't stop when you leave school. Especially then you got this whole summer break, and like for me, I'm gonna try to get my kid in like a year-round school.
My mama did that shit one time.
What's that?
Came up to the school and made me apologize to the whole class.
My mama came up like it was a science class. It was a black teacher, so I thought I could act the ass because he was cool. We were younger black guys.
Okay. I see.
I'm like one of the only black guys. I just knew I could wild out Mr. Williams class. I walk in one day, Mom Dukes is at
I know that feeling, boy. When you just see her in there, it's like, what the fuck is this? Is the third period. Midday.
No.
Hey, nigga, get the peeking away. Is that my fault?
Shit, they so funny.
I believe it.
Yeah, I was the one my mom ain't had to come to the school.
Yeah.
That's the one lesson I learned from my younger siblings.
That's the first and last time I went from a D to an A in a week in that motherfucker.
Oh, you got all that shit together?
Real quick.
You know something that I realized? You know, if you got suspended and you came to school, they just put you in ISS.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did that. My mama didn't even know I was getting suspended.
Oh man,
you just
so
still
you
come
just go
to school.
there. You just went to ISS.
Yeah, they just make you go to ISS. So you just
and the
still
thing
go
is,
to school.
ISS makes a lot. ISS make a lot more sense than out of school suspension anyway. They should like ISS was supposed to be you make it. They need to be worse than school. Like that's what they really should have did.
Yeah, ISS is just you sitting in there quiet doing the work. No motherfucking talking, no nothing.
I didn't have to go, so
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't with the degenerates.
Yeah, I was a degenerate.
I was a good student.
That's good, bro. That's fine.
One fucking time, and they didn't suspend me. They gave the other kid OSS and gave me I was.
Oh man, this crazy.
You wanted to go to the crib.
3 days off, and I don't.
Yeah, nah. The thing is that I think that the OSS is more like to get your parents involved.
Yeah,
You see
y'all
what I'm
had
saying?
it good. When I was in school, you got suspended. They made you go to night school with old people and drug addicts. Crazy times.
Damn, night school is crazy.
That sounds like some up north stuff, right?
That was back when they put paws on you too, huh?
We ain't have enough public transportation to get to night school.
Oh yeah, no, that was crazy. Night school? Yeah.
All right, where we going to?
Where we going?
Oh, we on the questions? Oh yeah, so yeah, mine was, are you a proud Black? And we kind of already alluded to part of this conversation as we was talking. But I basically came along the lines of I don't want to say it was just a dilemma going on in me or anything. It's not much more of that, but it's more so the proud Black identity. Is that a thing that's helpful in our culture, or is that like is there something to be proud about being Black for nowadays? Like like that's really what I've been trying to think about. Like we're still leaning on a lot of people from the past that have done things and their achievements, but it's like in recent history. Can you say that you would be proud? Like, let's say the past 20 years, what would make you proud to be a Black American?
The first Black president. And that's the first person I voted for. And this shit made, like, when my grandmama and them seen that, they would cry.
Yeah.
That's something that us as young folks directly did as far as, like, to make Black people proud in this country.
I ain't gonna lie, that didn't mean much to me. I was in the military during that time period.
It meant a lot to me, personally.
It didn't.
And my family, like we had the Barack Obama shit.
That Jeezy, my president was Black, was hard as a motherfucker though.
Yeah, the song.
But I ain't really, it wasn't that
Did
big.
it make you proud to be Black? My president is Black.
Now the song was dope as shit though. I was
damn proud to be Black when that shit was ringing off.
Proud to be Black. I don't know if I got that kind. If I felt that out of that.
2015 Million Man March, we went down there.
That was a moment I was proud. No, that was a proud ass moment. For sure.
Blackness was like, I'm damn proud of it. 08 and 2015 for the
That Million Man March was life changing.
March. That shit was one of the
That was the dopest shit I ever done.
Yeah. That shit was love.
I'm glad that the brothers went through that.
Other places, but I mean, in general, I look at Black people and where we've come, how far we've come, and even from like my grandparents' generation to our generation, and what they've done. Like I'd be crazy to say I'm not proud to be Black. No, I mean, could we be better? Could we be further?
Hold on, come on, man. You gotta give me more. That you gave me 2 examples.
I mean,
can you get him? I'm needing help. I'm needing help because I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what my real answer is. Like, you know what I mean? Just to be just completely honest, because like that's like saying like, what would make any race proud to be their race? You see, so I'm really trying to see, especially if you say the last 20 years, what were some things that was just like, oh yeah, that was dope as fuck. Like Black, we did something with that one, and maybe so now I can see where you get the Obama. I can see where you get that because we did come together and get to the polls, voted in record numbers, and we actually showed that we could do something. And so I could see that
based on Black youth. That was Black kids that went out.
Oh, that was the biggest shift in the. Okay.
Came out and
okay. That's dope. Okay, so that one.
So I get at the Million Man March.
Million Man March was dope as shit.
That one for that was the PWI. But, my girls, and I know you don't watch women's basketball. Shout out to the WNBA. But South Carolina, University of South Carolina, they got 3 statues of people around there. Two of them, well now I think it's 5 or 4. But they just put a statue up of Dawn Staley, Black woman.
Yeah, I know Dawn.
Right in the middle of Columbia. For her to get
I used to love Dawn when she played with the Sting.
They put a statue up of Asia Wilson after we won the first national championship. And she's like
I don't care nothing about no damn statue though.
Nice fire statue, and it's right there. No, all the men that played in there, white guys, they put that Black woman in the front of that stadium. And when you walk, you gotta walk past her to go into the stadium. That made me proud to know that my school has put 2 Black women, it has immortalized 2 Black women right there based on their greatness.
I never looked at statues as immortalizing because once you leave here, that's still a representation of you forever, that is a big moment for you as an individual. But maybe I could see how somebody could, as a part of the community, maybe feel that is a thing that would give them pride.
Like it was based on their greatness. These were two great.
But I don't give a shit about sports like that, bro. You because you really good at dribbling the ball and motherfucking throwing the ball. I don't give a fuck.
As statues on their campus, which is insane because I think they got.
And you say it's a PWI, so that plays a big part. Okay, and I can see that could be dope. That could be dope. Okay, you got any? Can I come up with some?
I just had another. I told you it slipped in my mind. Y'all go on, but there's a few of them that were me being.
I'm just saying, like, but do you see? We talking about 20 years, and the niggas we got them. It pretty tough.
Not proud to be black. What you see going
No.
It's not about
I'm starting to see. You think about it, it's starting at a zero. Like you're not saying that you're not proud or proud. You're starting there and trying to convince yourself from there. Well, and you're trying to build like you're building the case.
Have we done?
I got another one. Bree Newsom. You remember when the Charleston?
Oh yeah, oh girl, I knew Bree. Yeah, I met Bree.
She climbed that pole and took down that Confederate flag from the state house.
Yeah, I'm not proud of that. I don't care.
She did that. We didn't do that.
I feel proud as a black person.
Like, and I mean, I guess I'm having to think about this.
Down the Confederate flag in the
let's think of some proud. Let's think of some proud black moments. Like period. Yeah, I don't need it. I was about.
I feel you. I feel you. I'm coming.
Let's think of some proud black moments. Period. Like what? Not even just from the past 20 years, and then we'll come back to the past 20 years. So we can think of some things.
Like when black people built up Wilmington, and they were
for sure the Black Wall Streets and all that. Oh yeah, you talking about it's billion stuff that you can go if you go back.
Yeah,
but see, that's what he's saying. If you're talking about something comparable that niggas have done, that where you see, it's easy to name those things. Those things feel really, really great because they did break the ground on it. Well, no, we do need we do.
But the closer you get to the goal, the gains are going to diminish because we were so far from it. You can go like say I'm 100 feet.
No, but hold on. Don't
then
minimize that because you're talking about Black Wall Street. No, we do need that again. I think that we've been convinced that we. But hold on, I think the thing is we've been convinced that we don't need these revolutionary type of things to happen. Like, we've been convinced in the
but
way.
Yet we still complaining that we need these revolutionary things to happen. That's the ironic thing.
I don't want to be right about. I don't. You know what I mean? I'm just really trying to. You know what I mean? Come up with an honest answer to the question. You see what I'm saying? Just starting at a zero.
I mean, when we're talking about proud, I mean, when you first asked the question, I immediately go
comparable moments.
History.
But come on, comparable moments. Think about
the reason I'm asking. Yeah, this is
in the last 20 since we've been alive.
I ain't even go back 30 years. I said 20.
He said 20.
So you at least remember
since we've been alive.
So since
go back to like the
90.
Include the 90s. I mean, I think there's still stuff to be proud of. Like I done gave my stuff. Yeah, the original Million Man March back then.
Yeah,
like
the original Million Man March.
It's been stuff. Shit, even to watch like you say it was the last time they but even after like we.
It's all like token shit. It's like the first to do this. It's always like individual.
And even that, even still celebrating that.
No, I'm trying to think of like what y'all help us out. God damn. We need some in the past 20 years. My answer would be I forget. What we say? I forget the guy's name.
But a young black man turns. I know you talking about.
I saw that too.
Plastoline. I got him on my. I follow him.
What's the black dude that had the water?
The water generator. Was that?
They ended up fucking them up, or they like.
Yeah, they ended up like tearing the company.
Yeah, which is all the more reason to be proud of the guy who's doing the plastoline. And on top of that, I like him also because he's not feeding into the racist. I played him on the show a few.
I know you played him. I remember.
He's not feeding into the racist inclinations people are trying to give him and tell him about. Because it's like
don't let the white man.
If people ain't realized, we like. Most people ain't addressing the actual white people who do control the shit that like when people be talking about white people, they be talking about the regular people who in the neighborhoods and everything. Kanye is, but most people ain't addressing the actual white people who are in control of stuff. They're addressing white people who are in their neighborhoods.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff
regular
like
people,
that.
just everything.
The regular people who just trying to live.
I think that the poor man march, them making sure that poor man's march didn't happen was the most genius thing that you could have done. Imagine what that would have looked like and what our society would be looking like if that poor man's march would have happened.
Yeah, I wish
you talking about
even if they didn't take advantage of him when he was young.
It's all socioeconomic. It's all about green. They don't give a fuck.
Q says, y'all think the revolution actually coming?
Not in the way that we're thinking about it, but I think there will be, or have to be some kind of, if we're going to do what we were talking about doing, there'll have to be some kind of revolution.
You talking about black folk? Go ahead.
It may just be like, it don't have to be as like big and grandiose as we're thinking. It could just be a revolution of mindset.
You know what I think?
It's common amongst people that goes around, and that would be one of the most revolutionary things. It's like we could all come up with a common consensus of what we think. It's not based on what somebody's telling us or what somebody's feeding us. I think that would be like the most revolutionary thing we could do is actually come together as far as like mid mindset.
I would love to see that. I don't necessarily. I don't have like a lot of faith that comes, but I do think that a revolution would happen with if AI is not implemented and actually governed appropriately, we may see it then. Nah, and I'm not talking about no black revolution. I'm talking about just a revolt of the people, and that's what he said, the black revolution. Yeah, no,
so no,
I'm not convinced. I don't see the evidence of it.
I don't know what
it's possible, but I just don't see.
And
the
I guess what it is now is I don't know what the revolution looks like, because for me, the revolution to me looks like
what it did before.
It looks like a renaissance of a sort. It like I've said, and I said this before, I think on the show. It looks like a renaissance of a sort where we're going to have to. I don't know what a futuristic Harlem Renaissance would look like. I ain't even talking about nothing catastrophic.
Well, I think it would take something catastrophic
it would take
for us to actually do the thing.
Yeah, and
whatever that looks like, it would be something that's catastrophic. You know what I mean?
I would agree. We would have to be put out of our comfort zone.
Yeah. It ain't no comfort. Ain't no comfort.
Yeah.
It won't be during a comfortable time at all. That doesn't even make sense.
I like
comfort doesn't breed revolution.
He said any cultural pride, it's a little different with race of people. Is good in small doses, but as with any ideology, the problem is when it becomes radicalized hatred with extreme views. I would agree with that. And what that also got me to thinking, because I can't be hypocritical here, is like if we was a group of white dudes, I couldn't sit here and be like,
what would be the thing?
Yeah, are you a proud white? We couldn't even have put that as a title for this episode.
Yeah. And so usually I don't even like to talk about the others to any other people. When you're trying to be critical about a thing, I like to keep it these people, and we can talk about them later on. But you're absolutely right. If you flip it that way.
That white pride is that because white pride is based on other people's oppression.
Not necessarily. White people can be proud. What if white people was proud because they've been conquering the forest and the mountains and stuff?
Oppression. That's them conquering other people and taking other people.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they've been going in there exploring the mountains and stuff like that. They can't be proud about, because I don't know black people who be going in the woods to like go check out the animals on Animal Planet and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's not really our thing. Or climbing Mount Everest and stuff like that. That's not so much of the things that we do.
That's not what they're proud of. When they're proud of their white pride is based
But
on
who's to say that they're not proud of any of that stuff? Like, we don't know that.
Because the ones who say white pride, they're white supremacists, and their pride is based on.
But we weren't talking about.
We weren't talking about that
extreme, Johnny. Because we're not black supremacists up here talking about fucking black pride.
But he talking about white pride. Anytime you've heard white pride is based on white supremacy.
But hold on. But listen. But we're talking about. We don't be sitting talking about black power and black pride. We don't do that either. But so we just talking about, as a white person, would you have something to be proud of? He said that when you flip it on his head.
You were trolling. Oh, proud sweetie. I'm a proud Italian.
Yeah. I don't think I'm glad you pointed that out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great way to kind of dismantle the question that seemed like it was a good question. It was a good conversation, but the counter question, it kind of dismantles the leading question in a healthy way.
Because it's like maybe we don't have to be sitting there so much thinking about being proud about being black. Like
should we be proud about?
This is the thing. I think a lot of the times when people are proud about being black, they are referring to the color. Like, it is about the color, and it's like, why?
You think?
I think that's to some degree.
I think it's the pride. If you look at it, it's about the overcoming. It's about overcoming. It's the overcoming. So like that's what a pride with. You know what I mean? If you were to say it, you would be. I would assume that you would be saying
mad white pride. Like,
and it's all based on white supremacy. It's based on their oppression.
So them being like a proud Italian, you think
better? Like when they came over to this country back in the day, what they said about the Indians and stuff, what they said about Africans, they don't have no culture. We're gonna culture. We're gonna make them culture. We're gonna bring them. That's them being better. That's what the white pride.
So let me ask you this: do you believe that
culture and other people don't have culture? We're culture.
Do you believe that white pride can't exist outside of racism?
Historically, it hasn't.
No,
it's not
actually,
that. We're saying that
actually,
I'm thinking. I'm saying historically.
because I'm talking about a non-racist white person, a person that's not proud of anything that the ancestors
Matter of
did.
fact, you have white friends. Do you think like
They're not really proud of like?
I get that. Is there anything like? Do they have anything that they could be proud to be white for?
Well, a lot of times things you hear about one from white people, they'll come to you like they like even like the gingers. They're claiming black because they're so not proud of being white. They want to be black, and so like I see a lot of white people be like, well, I'm not like the rest of people. Like these white people here, they talk junk.
I've heard something like that.
They'll come to you and be like, you look at these racists, or like so they're not proud of that shit of racism. So I don't think like in the ones I know. Their pride isn't
so like even like Q is naming these people right here. So do you think like proud Italians are proud to be Italian because of white supremacy?
That's nationality. That's the difference.
So that's
you can be proud of what your country did.
You got a point. You got a point there.
But to come here and be a proud white, what's that thing?
So can you be a proud color? Period.
A proud black person.
That's what it really comes down to.
Proud color.
A proud color. Period. Like anything. Can you be a proud yeller?
Well, guy, go ahead. I get him.
I am more proud to be European than white, where I can't be anything other than white as part of the Slavic people of Europe. Proud of European culture, architecture, art, music, literature, etc.
That's not based in the oppression of white, because I think they built those things. They might have exploited, but when you come to this country. And
then you talk about white, and it's so
so that's the thing. So it's like I kind of get what
the color thing.
That's what he's saying at the same time. So it's like if you're proud of being white, I get where you're saying. Yeah, to be a proud white is based off of oppression, because when you break it down, it's not
right.
But to be a proud white, like if you say a proud German or a proud Russian, that's a different story. But a proud white makes a different story. So it's like that still comes down to why are we proud to be black? Like we don't have a country still. We don't know where we come from still, supposedly.
If being proud white means you're oppressed, the opposite of being a proud black means overcoming oppression. That would be the opposite. We're proud of overcoming this shit. They gave us all these obstacles. They didn't want us here. They be like, go back to Africa, and we're still right here, not going nowhere. We're part of this shit more than anybody else.
Because they allowed it, right?
Why would I not be proud of that? They didn't want us here.
But that, I know. I got you. It's pride.
But even before that, I was about to say, doesn't that proudness lean off of white supremacy then?
Oh, it's created by
white supremacy.
It's overcoming it
though. But it's still a result of white supremacy. Like that pride would not exist if it wasn't for the system of white supremacy.
Was it withstanding
white supremacy? We wouldn't have the need to be proud black. Like, but there is white supremacy, so we need to be proud of overcoming.
I'm trying to figure out is that a win? Yeah. We overcame,
or did they just trimmed it off? You know what I mean? They kind of you can say overcame, or did we? Is this long enough for them to change their minds a little bit over time?
Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm proud to be black. I gave my reasons.
No, and I get it because you naturally have that, and it sounds that's the right answer. You know what I mean? That's what. But I wanted to break it down to as small as you know what I mean, just to think of it and just not have a bias based on what's going naturally. Because naturally, go, yeah, I'm proud. You know what I mean? That's easy.
But it's like, I have to ask, what are you proud to be black for? Like, I do be wanting to ask. I have to ask.
It's the overcomer. When anytime it's the overcomer part of it. It's the overcomer.
If you down 20 in a game and you come back from 20-point deficit, win a game.
Yeah.
But damn, you stayed in that.
I'm just saying, like, black pride is just overcoming white supremacy. That don't make me feel great. I'm just being honest.
I think with a black pride, it's excelling despite. Like, there's still a lot of us that excel.
That's the better way to word it. That's the better way to word it.
But we're excelling despite of it. And if I'm running a race and I got a 10-pound bag on my back, and you running a race and you don't, even if you beat me, if I'm close at the end, I'm still be like, damn, that was a damn good effort. Like, this motherfucker really ain't like. I mean, I'll be proud of my effort.
Q, I'm really looking for suggestions. It's not so much of like this is just more so questions.
We're just looking for it.
So I can't say it's not nothing to be proud. I need I'm just looking for answers. So black creativity, if that's one of them, like you came up with, that's pretty. Black creativity ain't nothing to be proud of. I would say creativity is a good thing to be proud of. What's some great things we've created?
Black
So I like where we're at right now, because we can go back to the beginning now and ask the question again.
Yeah.
Are you a proud black?
Yeah, we actually trying to analyze the thing.
Yeah. So we came back to the conclusion, like
black creativity. So are we saying the arts?
Yeah. And I like Johnny's answer too, where he said that we excelled despite white supremacy. I do like that answer. So it's like, what ways have we excelled despite white supremacy in the past 20 years?
It's like, and that's Did you hear his question? What in what way have we excelled? What is say it again? At the past 20 years,
have we excelled, or have we?
I mean, I feel like it's kind of one
you just gave basically for despite white supremacy.
It's individuals. It's not like a thing. It's like,
I mean, if you look at like higher education rates, black women, they're the highest right now, graduating.
I seen something about that.
I don't really be on that.
I think it's something about that being a lie. They said it's the Asians actually.
I'm saying,
I'm not trying. It's nothing to tear down the black women. I just wonder where are they getting these degrees in. You know, I'm not a big college guy. I don't really. That's not my hurrah moment thing to back up.
She said, "What does our pride have to do with white supremacy?" We was basically going through a tension, because I was asking a question. That was more so a question than anything. We're not saying our pride has to do with white supremacy.
Yeah, y'all understand. We actually trying to figure it out. We're not coming up with we actually trying to figure it out. What did he say for us, the religion?
For us, religion is actually more important than race, as we were in war for 530 years with Islam and Ottoman Empire. Race is not an important factor on our land. Maybe it's different in the USA.
It's definitely different.
On that note, I do got a meme out.
Europe's based on nationality. All these countries fought, they were all white. And like you say, in Germany, it was based on Jewish people,
right?
Christians, Catholic, Orthodox Catholic.
Okay, so then we're gonna go here. I like what this girl has said.
I'm a Kenyan American, dual citizen, African American, if you will. I'm repping my countries today, as you can see. When I supported BLM, it felt like a false sense of community within the quote-unquote black community. I realized in a very strange way how, again, the black community capitalizes and identifies as a group. It's a collectivist mindset combined with victimhood, combined with identity politics. Only in America did people call me black. Race is not exactly a thing back where I come from, because we are not our skin tone. We're not defined by our skin tone. Our identities are cultural. They are Kenyans. They are our tribes. I'm a Kikuyu. Someone is Luo. Someone is Kamba. And just like here, tribalism is used by politicians and the media in Kenya to divide Kenyans. The same way, race is used here to divide the vanilla people from the chocolate people. But it takes someone with critical thinking skills to see through that. Barack Obama, Barack Obama is the reason the race thing has come back to America 1,000-fold. Like, what has your skin tone got to do with your success? Yes, I understand the federal government has forms that make you pick, are you black or white? I always do other because I'm not a color, damn it. That needs to be revised. However, as much as that precedent was set, why are people still following it? Oh, it's because they tell me I'm black. So if I tell you you're a tomato, are you going to say I'm a tomato? No, go against the grain. You're not a color, you are a person. I don't date black, think black, dance black, talk black, vote black. But that's what the Democrat Party wants you to do. And the worst thing is the sheep just go meh, meh, and keep doing it. Even if you try to into their heads. Thankfully, we have people like Larry Elder and Carson trying to.
Obviously a Republican, so I wasn't trying to get so much into her political views. Yeah, I wasn't trying to get so much into her political views, but the whole concept of what she was talking about with how race is handled in Kenya, like they're not looking at each other.
Yeah.
Like it's like they're getting along more so, or it's more about the tribes and everything, and that this stuff is being used more to divide.
That's definitely our thing. You know what I mean? Because my wife, they're Eritrean and Ethiopian. They're like that. They have the tribe thing. They have tribes, and they have, you know what I mean? They what is it? Habesha, and like, you know what I mean? My wife's Habesha, and they got different. Either way. This was something too that I thought about when I was in the military. Like even, and this is something I gotta really analyze it's like having gone and been in the military and then coming home, and for whatever reason, well, I ain't gonna say for whatever reason, it's because of the information that I've gained about the atrocities done to Black peoples on the land, seeing the American flag sometimes make, especially depending on what area I'm in, because I drive all over the place, it can make me uncomfortable. And I'm just like, damn, I fuck around and need to really analyze that. Because even having gone and been, so I ain't go to war, but I was a soldier for 5 years of my life.
You served your country.
Yeah, served the country. And is it a mind fuck that's something that's, is it something that I'm convincing myself of? Or do you think that, this is a better question, do you think that Black Americans shouldn't break, that Black people should embrace the American identity more?
I've always been a big advocate of that. And like when we talk about the flag, like even in my father's funeral, that's one thing. Like even now,
He was in the military.
Yeah.
They do the flag.
They put the flag over there. They folded it up. Down, kneeled down in front of them. Said on behalf of the president, such. And they presented it to my family. And we still,
in that case, that triangle case thing. Yeah.
So when I look at that now,
it's prideful. It's got pride in it.
I'm damn proud of
it.
To look at it now.
Yeah.
So, but I understand why people look at the flag and they may have that, but the way I'm looking at it, after seeing what happened with my pops, I'm like,
yeah,
that's cold. And
it's crazy. My family will get one when I go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they will get one.
But that makes me proud to be a fucking American, to see these old white dudes get down on one knee. They was fumbling with it like.
And then see the things you were making about the race things, that the actual ceremony to see that they're celebrating my father. You know what I mean? Leave in a ceremonial. You know what I mean? A way that is, that's just big. Whether they was white or Black, Johnny. You see that's. You see, I don't know. I just don't white everything. Fucking, you know what I mean? I just don't do that. So to me, it didn't seem like it's necessary to do it. That's a grand gesture, whether they white or Black.
Can't change the fact that they was white.
Say you just painting the picture. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I think it was.
And we're about to run out of time. Real quick, let me just run it in mind real quick. Just a mental health check-in. We ain't gonna be long. How have y'all? Because I talked about it last night on Saturday's show with my pops. Like, I'm in this smooth space where I've seen myself kind of like lashing out and like, you know what I mean? Just like in the moment, it'll happen just randomly. Like conversation, I'll take a negative side of the conversation and you know what I mean? Intentionally like party poop the shit out of it. You know what I mean? And then like I feel like overwhelmed. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I know I got a lot of boxes that I check. And there's you know what I mean? Should I do a lot? I do a lot. And I'm just getting to it. And this happened, you know what I mean? It's something that happens. I've experienced this before, is what I'm saying. And something that I have to be intentional about is figuring out how did I get through it the last time? You know what I mean? So maybe I can speed this thing up. Maybe, I don't know. But this time, I'm wanting to bring it up because I know talking about it and acknowledging it out loud, you know what I mean, helps me, as I was saying earlier, it helps me get shit, you know what I mean, think a thing through. And even while I was just saying, that was the first time I thought about, you know what I mean, me actually finding a way to help myself in the future with the information that I gained from this one. So I just wanted to do a check-in, like, you know what I mean? I'm not no suicidal ideations or anything like that, but I feel overwhelmed and fucking bogged down. My energy level and my, you know what I mean, my glow, I don't feel like I got it. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I got my glow like I usually do. And so I just felt like, shit, this is a time to check in with the bros and see where you all are.
Well, I kind of told you kind of where I'm at earlier this week, but just like thinking about everything else. I kind of was where you was at maybe about 2 months or something ago. But one of the things that I've been finding recently, I just started working out again. And what I discovered this time around, because I've done started working out and then stopped at different time periods. But it's this time around that I discovered something where it's like I'm experiencing a certain piece. Like it's like I have this thing where I be overthinking if I don't work out. So it's like the working out took some of the like it's gonna sound weird, but it took some of the thinking away, like some of the negative thoughts or the stuff, like because it's like, and then on top of that, I've begun listening to affirmations too. Because I started doing that maybe in like 2015, and the reason I started doing that, like I do it every once in a while, but it was a certain time period, like maybe it's 2017 actually, but I had gotten to this very, very dark time period, and I realized like I couldn't think any positive thoughts. I was trying my best to think positive thoughts and tell myself positive stuff, and I couldn't do it. So it was like, in order to trick myself into doing it, I started listening to affirmations on YouTube and just kept repeating what they were saying afterwards. Like, and that right there was able to shift my mentality. So it's like I still apply that when I get into a very, very dark space or something like that, where I might not necessarily be able to think clear. I tend to go to the affirmations and like build that up. And the exercising thing on top of that just helps even more. I'm not gonna even lie. Like I thought people was exaggerating when they used to say, or when they say that, but it was videos kept popping up on my time, like go to the gym, work out. So I have trouble getting to the gym, so I built the gym at home. Brought the gym to me. Yeah. So now I can't walk out my room without looking at this stuff sitting there. So it makes me want to exercise, and in turn, I feel better. Like I don't necessarily like doing the hard work, but I literally feel better every day. After kicking my own ass.
I might have to try both of those.
Yeah, bro.
I've heard affirmations. You know what I mean? Some of this stuff be sounding, you know what I mean? I'll just say my reluctance to it is because it sounds like one of those things. It's like, you know what I mean?
But it's like
if you believe it, it's because it's the power of the brain. Because if you believe it, if it's actually convincing you, then it could be beneficial.
It's one of the things, like if you pay attention, your life really is a result of the stuff that you think about.
For sure.
So it's like that's why I've been realizing, even like my choice in music, I've been listening to some of them. Like I'm gonna let y'all hear this track after I feel like y'all will see what I mean. But it was like I've been switching up the music. I'm like, I want the words to say stuff that if I'm singing this in my head, this is something positive for me to be singing.
That's why I got back into R&B music. Yes, I like listening to a lot of trappier music because I like beats, but then I got back into R&B, and it changes. Hell, it changed my relationship for the better. Me listening to R&B and just, you know what I mean, it just that music. I started kind of like Kanye. We used to talk about with them drums and shit. Though we love them, and I love them myself. I'm a Quake kind of guy. I got subs in my shit. I just bought another sub.
I don't love a bit. Friday. I'm just trying to hump a bit.
Yeah, there should be a lot of ignorance to be listening to. So I like, it helped me a lot to go to R&B music. But were you was good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Johnny, real quick.
Yeah, I'm still here, but it's been a dark year for you, boy. It's been rough. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's been the toughest. This shit ain't even June. We damn near halfway through. It's been the hardest year of my life. So it's been dark, but when you hit rock bottom, one place you can go.
What's up? That's a fact.
So like, I'll be all right, but I appreciate the check in. You know, I'm not good at like initiating this type of. You know, I'll just.
Have you actually felt your feelings and stuff?
I'm doing that. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. Like I'll be like it's a weird thing where I'll get like halfway into it and I'll just stop.
And that's one of the things you have to know is
even like I'll just be driving and thinking. Like I'll be halfway to work. Damn, I ain't even turned the fucking music on.
Yeah.
And then I'll just be like, fuck it. I gotta get right. And you know, I'll figure it out. But it's something that like I may, you know, I've been thinking on the way over there. I'm thinking like, damn, I might have to do a little bit, you know, I might have to investigate therapy. You know, it's like the first part of my life I had to like, you know, contemplate something like that.
Yeah.
But it's been a rough year, but you know, shit, I ain't like, you know, ain't no crazy thoughts, but it's just like I'm an introvert, so like when I go through shit, I'm gonna just withdraw.
And I mean,
I don't want to be around too many people doing it. I just need my
it's
time.
Nothing wrong with that, but you should definitely know. You have to know when to let people in. Also, as long as you know how to do that, because I understand being an introvert, like. It's like sometimes you just have to deal with stuff by yourself, and that's the better way.
That's gonna help. It ain't really nothing like I done talk. Like some shit just hurts.
Well, yeah,
and it's gonna hurt for a while. This shit ain't really no other way than to just deal with it. And I'm kind of in that situation, but shit, it's like I'm still here, so I ain't gonna cry about it too much or Dude, but shit ain't been easy lately. I'll tell you that, but you know, you just gotta keep pushing forward. I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the year. It can't be any worse. So I'm looking forward to being, you know, to celebrate and you know, I'm traveling a little bit next month. And so
that's what's up.
I'll be eventually, you know, I think that's gonna help a lot too, just as a reset. So I got shit planned, but you know, when I get back from Cali, I'm gonna sit down and, you know, really kind of see what, you know, where I'm feeling.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. It's definitely okay to feel your feelings. You got to know that. Like,
yeah, no, you know, I've been crying, and you know, you go through this shit, but yeah, it ain't nothing really, you know, certain shit.
Yeah, you can't just get past it. It's just a dealing with it.
You just gotta deal with it. You have to tap in and check in every now and then while you're going through the process. But it ain't like, you know, leave here and feel any different about the shit. It's just gonna be part of the process. So
well, no, you got a brother here.
Oh no, big fact. It's good, bro.
It's good to even say, damn, I've been feeling fucked up.
Yeah, that's why it was important to me too.
Like I felt it, you know, but I mean, I've said it to myself. I've been come, you know, publicly and been like, damn, I've been feeling bad. I've just been trying to be like, somebody asked me earlier today, how you been? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not because that how you been. It's not really. It doesn't feel. It's just not real. When people ask you that, it doesn't feel real, and it doesn't pull any heartstrings to make you want to feel the need to tell somebody your problem. You know what I mean? And so that's why I think it's healthy. We got to do this from time to time. It's healthy to actually ask about it, whether it's on camera or not. You know what I mean? I didn't know what any of the answers were going to be. I just know I'm feeling away, and so it's important to do this because there's no even though I know some things that you've been going through, it's not at the forefront of my mind that it's, you know what I mean. So it's good for us to do this and talk about it. Like I said, whether it's off cam or on cam, and I typically like the on cam because there's plenty of people going through the same. You know what I mean? A lot of people going through and feeling similar emotions at the current time, or even having just overcame some of the similar emotions, and maybe have some motherfucking advice for a nigga that's dog for right now. You know what I mean? And so definitely got a brother. You already know how we get down.
And I got a community. It be shit ain't always dark, you know.
Yeah.
Sunshine come in the morning, but
who are these people calling?
Be tough. Welcome.
No, it's an inmate calling me.
Don't pick it up on camera. We better get about it.
I don't even know who this is. It say Gabriella Nicolos. I don't know who this is. I ain't answering no phone either.
Hey, y'all, call back.
That was for that PPP loan you took out.
I ain't taking no PPP loan. Don't put no on me.
That goddamn PPP.
I ain't getting none. It said inmate, not me. They locked up. Trying to call me. You don't know who they help.
Nah, that's a good one. Hey, appreciate everybody.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate everybody tapping in. Y'all, please hit the like button. If you catch this after we live, please drop us a comment. We love those. Please check us out on all social medias at the 2B Fair Show. We on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. We ain't got no OnlyFans, so don't even.
Q with the OnlyFans shit every week.
I am your host, Jonny P.
Olehead Rell.
It's Tone.
Hey, shout out to the brother Q.
Shout out to Q.
In the chat.
In the chat.